but there is another way. Farewell.
So, the outcasts. Our city of the dead lies beyond. Let us see. Fight to the last.
Hello, hello, early arrivers to a very late Ziggy stream. How you doing? How are you doing? You take something out of G-Stash and leave 2 Regal shards? Nope, wasn't me. That would be unethical. I'm doing pseudo-solo self-found, so no guild stress trading for me. Hello, folks. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Silverkiss, Xander, Praz, Corey, Mitchell, Timmet, Eldragon. Good to see you, folks. Good to see ya. Hello, early arrivals to a late stream. Apologies a little late. Just had to ensure that my partner was okay. She's a bit sick. Get her taken to the doctor and get some stuff sorted. And now we are on for a bit of a late, possibly a bit of a short stream today. But nonetheless, I'm eager to jump into some Cruel. And we just got to Act 2 recently as well. We had a very fun run through Act 1. Climaxing in an awesome Act 1 boss fight. So hopefully we can keep that rolling forwards. We found a bunch of gear yesterday, which some of it looked pretty good, and I just socketed it and threw it on. I actually changed out of that tri-res armor we found because the this one was just so high life, and it with the socketing it ended up coming out ahead. So I did drop some life gain on hit-off gloves, so we'll see how much I missed that. At this point it was only 2 life gain per hit, so you know, grenades are probably giving me like 10 life back or something. 10, 20 life back. Like, it'll probably be a slight loss, but probably made up for by the life and resist on this thing. So I just changed those pieces around. I haven't socketed these boots yet, but they're not very good apart from having move speed. But move speed's hard to get, so we might have them for a while. We're probably getting somewhat close to when you get 30 move speed, which I imagine is probably around 60, 62 or something. So we shall see how that goes, but the Mercenary Grenadier action is going. We made some updates to the max roll guide, mostly improving formatting and stuff, simplifying things. So refining that stuff out. I managed to craft a really good chest for my leveling Necromancer. I actually thought from the picture that was a crossbow. It kind of looks like a crossbow in that small little picture there. Spirit, tri-res, kind of. I mean, it is triple resist. I guess 5 chaos is good to have, but that spirit, eh? That spirit. Decent chunk of energy shield too, looks pretty good. Done alright there. Hey Jizo, how you doing, mate? Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully Amy feels better soon. She's getting some serious medicines to help her feel better. Poor girl. Had a rough go of it past couple months of being sick, so hopefully that sorts her out. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Act 2 trial here in Cruel. I've heard that it doesn't like work. That it's like not a thing. So I don't know if we can fight Barbala and if there's any reason to, if we can. I guess we will maybe find out. We'll see what happens with that. But if you didn't catch yesterday's stream too much, we moved into Cruel. GGG released massive improvements and plans for further improvements. Biggest ones that are out currently already, unless they did some patches. I don't think they did some patches since yesterday yet. Biggest thing is a big loot buff. They buffed rare drops, like drops from rare monsters substantially, which is very noticeable. Everyone was like, they stealth buff loot, and I was like, no way, never in a million years. I was wrong. They did. They did stealth buff loot. Can you believe it? And I mean, yeah, it's been very noticeable. The rare monsters are dropping loot. It's amazing. And they like also buffed some mapping stuff and some like act bosses. We're not dropping a lot of loot sometimes for people. A lot of their loot was getting converted to gold. So yeah, I made some big changes to that to help you have less moments where you feel bad when you kill an act boss and don't do anything. But otherwise, we picked up cluster grenades, the final kind of grenade thing that we can unlock skill, which is this one here, which has immense AoE. It's pretty, it's kind of hilarious, really. It seems to want to fulfill a role of AoE boosting, but does have some single target potential in enclosed areas. Because you get this overlapping effect going on in these like tighter confines like this, for example. So it's also just like unhinged, right? Look at it go. It's just unhinged. I've watched your videos when I was no life in PoE 1 a handful of years ago. Glad to see you still streaming. Hey, Team Michelin. Appreciate it. Sorry if I didn't butcher your name too much. Thanks, mate. Welcome back. Good to see you. Yeah, still going and then some, right?
What was the point, eh?
Still going and then some. Life Exile 2 is very exciting times for us, eh? For a lot of people who are returning after a while, like yourself. Or myself, who have been going strong, but, you know, get this massive excitement here. Crown of the Victor. Rarity, life and mana per kill, and +1 skills, and it's available from level 5. Great leveling item, right? Use my first Val gem today. Oh, you Valed it as well. Oh, and you got Spirit. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. You Valed it and got Spirit. Holy heck. That's a crazy corruption. You just get another aura. How good's that? You might actually need an unset skill gem potentially. Ring even. If you like, you get an extra space to take advantage of that, right? Like when you get a lot of Spirit, you might end up running a lot more skill gems, eh? You actually need those extra spaces. Can uniques randomly get sockets? I think uniques follow normal socketing rules. I don't think there's any restrictions on them. Can I break armor twice on a mob? No, when an armor is broken, they have 0 armor. It can't be further broken, but they will recover from armor break, or you can consume the armor break and then break it again. Yeah, you can socket, so you should be able to socket uniques normally, and a corruption outcome on any item that can have a socket is to gain an extra socket. That is one of them. I did that on my helmet currently. My helmet has 2 sockets, granting me an extra 12 cold rows. Making for that a little helmet that's quite good there for a while. So there's the exit, but I want to go see if anything happens with Barbara, eh? Maybe we just get to fight her for fun. Or maybe she's not even there, because we already freed her in another timeline. We'll go see. What we can see, CC. Someone asked what level I was. I don't think I answered. 54. I am currently. I like how we're seeing how much PoE 2 teasing has happened in the last few leagues now. Crucible being a tease of Titan things. Oh yeah. Yeah, well they're definitely like, we're making sick assets for PoE 2, and they're like, maybe we can just pinch a few of those for PoE 1 in the meantime. Makes sense, doesn't it? And yeah, they work as little hints, little teasers of things to come, doesn't it? Never thought about that with Crucible, because that was a while ago. But yeah, I think that's been happening for a while, actually. Blip. My ascent to Power quest is bugged. I killed her in Cruel, but the quest never went away. I think that whole quest is bugged. That's kind of what I'm going to confirm now.
Boy, gotta be something valuable behind those doors.
Like, yeah, I think this whole thing is you can't get your extra ascendancy points from here, which it probably would make... Well, no, I don't know. It should really be the next act anyway. Like, if act... Wait, this is the one after that, though. Yeah. So, like, when the full 6 acts are out, it seems like you're going to be able to get 2 points in 2, 2 points in Act 3, and 2 points in Act 4. Which is actually kind of, like, fast and back-to-back, isn't it? Unless maybe they changed that. I don't know. Maybe they will change that. There's a lot of unknown there. There's a certain voice line about you will be tested thrice in Total League. Totally not reference to PoE2 or anything. No. Yes, and it's not like that one's going to be in PoE2 soon or anything. That is a crazy crossbow. Holy heck. +3, huge physical, crit damage and attack speed. Wild. Wild. Hey Bill, how you doing, mate? You play much with cluster grenade sports just now? I kind of haven't played with it too much. What I've done so far is mess with magnified effect versus concentrated effect. And trying to get a feel for those. And as far as I can tell, both are pretty effective. But you probably want magnified effect if you're using it primarily for clearing. I was going to see like... Okay, so that's with magnified effect. Let me try with concentrated effect again for a second. Oh, I should have stayed in some spot. Trying to just get a read on the dead zone. I think like a sufficiently large enough boss might benefit from concentrated effect. So then there are some pretty big bosses. How does it look when it's against a wall though? Oops, wrong grenade. Yeah, so against a wall you get a fair bit of the cluster bombs ending up here. Like there's going to be some wall banging with this skill for sure, right? But then how does it look with the increased AoE? You get a bit more of a dead zone on the ones that get shot away from the wall. So I think like if a boss is on a wall, concentrated effect is going to come out ahead. So that's the only one. These are the only ones I've tested so far. How's my explosive grenade looking with concentrated? Fine with close range, but with far range we're definitely missing massively. But I don't even know if with increased AoE that's going to hit at that distance with 2 grenades. Got to get the bombard crossbow. I know another Grenadier player who doesn't take cluster bombs, which is unhinged, but they do have some legitimate reasoning, is that when you have the 2 grenades, if you're actually fighting at long range a lot of the time, you do end up, you know, only hitting with 1 potentially. I mean, even that was kind of almost overlapping there. Maybe the AoE is the play for now, until I get back onto 3 grenades. When you have 3 though, it's fine. It's always been a thing in PoE where like odd projectiles are better than even. you get even and it's like wee like that. But you get odd like this one. Well, that's even as well, but I guess at 4 it doesn't matter too much. So maybe I'll try, yeah, I might go magnified effect on an explosive and then keep on cluster for now. I'm using scattershot on cluster just because I've been pushing that AoE on that for the moment. When you unlock more support skill slots, you get jeweler's orbs, which allow you to craft them. They can be random drops. I got my earliest one halfway through Act 2, I want to say. And but there is some guaranteed ones in the campaign. I think, who was it that gave a guaranteed one in the campaign? It was in Act 3. You get a guaranteed one. I can't remember who it was though. Probably did note this down in my notes. First guaranteed one is a chest in the first line of Act 3. Oh yeah, Sand Sweat March, Auric Campfire, Lesser Jeweler's Orb. There it is. And I think you get another one in Act 3 Crawl as well, from that spot as well. So I think you can get it twice. So I imagine there's no reason to kill Barbella, because I don't think we even get a trial from this.
Now, Jingak, I prove myself.
Aren't we already friends?
You die!
Yep, close.
Visions of Jara.
Oh, oh my.
Oh,
Excuse me?
hey.
I couldn't see anything through my explosions for some reason.
Boy, gotta be something valuable.
What was that skill though?
behind
The
those
double
doors.
rain. She has like a rain projectile skill? I don't remember that one. Going back in time, she doesn't remember being friends?
I prove myself.
Nice.
Nakai.
Where'd you go? There you are.
Sun's wrath.
Oh, yep, we gotta dodge that one.
Barrier. Oh, you sting like beyond. Nakai. Tight.
Surprise!
What is it that does that rain? Do these things trigger something? Is that what's going on? What do these guys actually do? I've never really tested them. Probably should.
Atun.
Oop, too early.
Tight.
When you step on them, they seem to start shrinking down. To step on and then dodge?
Kundet.
I don't know.
Sustenani.
Doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Darakada.
Otherwise the minions spawn? Oh, it stops the minions from spawning, does it? I just stepped on them and nothing happened though. They still seem to spawn.
Face me. You sting like the scorpion. Kundet.
She teleports you and slams down? Oh, I see. Okay, you can get her to... Oh, no, it's still there, though. Oh, there's the rain. Oh, yeah. So it's... Oh, God, it's a bunch of them. Okay. I don't know. The slam could have just been coincidental. Where are you down here?
Sun's wrath. You are
She's on my wall. That should be bad for her.
Atun.
Oh, crikey. The slam causes her to burn her poison so it doesn't fill the room. I mean,
Yes, a coin.
the way you disable the poison is just by walking over to her when she's hiding. Ooh, wow. So she actually did drop a one of the tradable currency keys, but it's just a 2 floor, so you'll you won't get any ascendancy from that. So you can get that, but that's it. Which it might be that the this quest doesn't go away until you use that, maybe? As the gas plus explosive grenade combo. You can suddenly use the explosive grenade to trigger gas, but you can also just use explosive shot, which is a bit quicker. They kind of, gas grenade and explosive grenade kind of fill a similar role ultimately if you just use them for the explosions. But you can also use gas for some other things. Like right now I'm using it for armor stripping with armor break explosions. So it lowers their armor down and causes explosions. It's kind of fun. It's not like super strong because there's no real pure physical grenades except for flash grenade. Flash grenade's really good though, so stripping their armor to improve stun is okay. Still a thing. With her gone, we can go back to the Lonely Gates exit now. Jewel, nice. Experiment with the spirit gem that does more armor when you armor break things. I haven't, no. I've used Wind Dancer, Time of Need, and I'm currently using Overwhelming Presence, I believe it is, which it gives extra status and stun build up, which I think is pretty good. We are very effective with that. 27 fire, that's a pretty high roll. And then 20 armor, ruined it. Ruined. Dual skills shotgun in PW2? No. Although I'm trying to think of like examples that don't actually. I'm guessing there's some regular projectile skills that won't shotgun if you put multiple whip proj on them. But so the game is kind of clever about shotgunning though, because there are like literal shotgun skills, right? So they obviously had to think about it. So in those cases, the skill will actually state something like, we can have a look at it here. It'll state that multiple small hits combine into one hit. Multiple fragments hitting a target simultaneously will combine their damage into a single hit. So although you can hit them with 10 projectiles, it actually just counts as one hit. so you don't like multi-trigger, you know, life gain on hit and things like that. So they can be a bit more reasonable with on-hit effects and shotgunning, and actually just kind of intentionally design into it. So they have intentionally designed shotgunning skills. But yeah, I'm not sure how it works with some of the others. I think like, so I'm pretty sure if I put multi-proj, or scatter shot, I should say, on explosive shot, for example, I think what happens is it shoots in a barrage, right? Yeah, it kind of does a barrage. And that's an explosion. That should multi-hit targets anyway. So I think that that actually should kind of shotgun, and certainly things like grenades multi-hit targets. So, but that sort of stuff would have worked in Path of Exile 1 as well. Overlapping explosions always kind of worked. I mean, how satisfying is explosive shot with barrage like that, by the way? It's kind of good. Do 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 do. Got to play Monk with a friend who I managed to get a key for. The bell is super fun. He's playing Merc and his projectiles can hit the bell and make it go brr. How fun are the combos like that? That's so cool. Accuracy and fire res. Life per hit, mana per kill, crit damage, life, and then a bit of energy shields. It's alright. Gonna regenerate with minion accuracy. Starting to find some interesting looking items though, aren't they? I don't know anything about the nuances of the mapping stuff yet. Come back to me later. Can you show the combo? Which combo is that? Sorry, Timothy. Were you referring to something I was saying, but I forgot?
Well, still works.
It's not very effective, but it's hilarious to watch. People have definitely been doing some good stuff with the bells, though, so it absolutely can be effective. I keep trying to shoot her. The explosive one? Combo with explosive one. I mean, I was just talking about scatter shot on explosive shot is just quite satisfying as well. I was showing there. It's not even a combo, it's just a sport gem. That's just how it interacts with it. It's just a satisfying barrage like that. I know some people are using that to like clear. I think scatter shot personally is wasted if you're a grenadier on an explosive shot. One explosive shot does the job of many just fine. And scattershot is such a premium gem that like you really want to think about where it is. I've got it on cluster grenades right now because giga explosions. But I'm wondering if like the longer cooldown and lower charges of cluster grenades makes it not as worth. It might be better off with like if we took magnified effect off explosive and did magnified and concentrated on cluster grenades. They would still have decent AoE but would gain the damage scaling. But yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe we'll just try for a bit. The Bloodthorn. Decided to buy a 1x item to level my new baby monk. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Juicy, juicy. That'll get you going for a while. Hey, Tog. Thanks very much for the sub, mate. Advanced threaded shoes. We've got ourselves a level. I took some points out of grenade cooldown and grabbed this dual socket. I'll just whack this attack speed LE1 in there for now. Grabbed a bit of intelligence to equip my gloves, and now we're gonna go into perfect opportunity maybe. At least for now. Stun build up, as if my stuns aren't good enough, but we're gonna be giga stunning hopefully. But then lucky damage against heavy stun enemies should be pretty spicy for boss killing on the staggers.
Blind him!
How else is melee? The zone Freythorn is garbage. Freythorn is probably the worst zone in the game. Like it's cool looking, but it's a bit poorly executed. It needs a bit of work. Don't disagree with that. As for melee being bad, like Warrior's first two acts are undoubtedly very rough, and like the skill packages needs a bit of work. You got a lot of people just spamming default attack, which is maybe not ideal. But that said, if you're only looking at that, I could understand your perspective. But if you look at the bigger picture, melee is looking extremely good. Both Monk and Rogue look very, very strong later on. Monk possibly being the most powerful. I don't know, it's pretty hard to judge. It's pretty strong sorceress build as well. But I've seen plenty of monks just deleting every boss in the campaign, and warriors just giga wrapping things with the various slams bosses later on. So there's some big melee potential a bit later on. But yeah, the early game is monk's hard early game. I don't think it's bad. I think it's hard. But warrior is pretty bad. Those first acts by all accounts. Pretty tough with that barrier, the exalted orb.
Beautiful.
Now that these ones that like don't drop anything else but just have a rare are a bit nicer now that oh, 1 second. A bit nicer now that rare monsters drop the loot. Oh, our first support gem 3. Did we just get that from that? Maybe we did. We must have just gotten that. Colony gates. Pretty sure I got one there as well. So this was Lim the Impaler at the I think they call it the forward command tent, eh? Looks like. Lim the Impaler rare monster at forward command tents. I'm typing behind me, sorry. That's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. Just gonna copy this note into collect 2. First support gem 3. Oh mate, what do we say is first for that one? Support attacks cause daze build up equal to 100% of physical. So daze enemies take more stun build up. So daze is going to make flash grenade potentially a lot more powerful. 50% more stun. But that's going to like a hard multiplier on everything else as well. Sounds very good. Probably better than Ruthless. And I probably don't need Devastate on there anymore as well. Payload is probably the first one to take though, right? Reduced cooldown recovery rate. Grenades fired by supported skills have 50% chance to activate a second time. So that probably stacks with the one on the passive tree. I doubt it's a separate, because otherwise you get like double activations happening. I rage uninstalled the game today. I can't believe after all these years I got the exact opposite of my dream game. I'm really sorry to hear that, Cinch. What was like the major thing for you? What was the major factor in doing that? Because obviously that was like you hit your limit. So it's probably a combination of things, but there was probably a tipping point for you, right? It'd be nice to have a conversation with someone about this who can, you know, communicate that stuff reasonably instead of just rage commenting on my YouTube videos. Posted a highlight of like an epic boss fight and me just having a lot of fun. And then it's like, this game's shit. You're a paid shill. So level 3s drop around level 50. This one's 53. Yeah, so around that point. Early in Act 3. Act 2 cruel. You give insight into the wording of the Crown of the Pale King's hit terminology. The pinged it in guild chat. Thorn's damage is triggered by all hits. Any damage that isn't damage over time is hit damage. Thorn's damage is triggered by all hits. Oh, I think that's just saying that it doesn't have to be melee. So any like ranged attack hit will work as well. Like, don't even have to be attack because there's no difference now, but I don't think as far as enemies are concerned. So anything hitting you will trigger your Thorns even at range. So it seems essential for making a Thorns build, I guess. I have 3 questions, Sir Ziggy. Why don't you put gems on crossbow shots? Because I don't really ever use it. Best grenadier rotation is oil grenade, gas grenade, and explosive shot. Probably. It's pretty much the same as oil grenade, explosive shot. They're both very similar, so you can kind of just try both and see what you like more. And best is like a big claim, but you know, very good and on paper, one of the better options. Yeah, for sure. So you can do that or gas. Both seem good. Why Witch Hunter instead of Gemling? Witch Hunter for a few reasons. I think it's more appealing early on, a bit more fun overall. I wasn't really super impressed with the bonuses for like some of the stuff from Gemling on grenades specifically, like the quality bonuses and stuff. Gemling Legionnaire is definitely good, but I think like this has explosions and culling strike. It has like some interesting bossing potential here with this one. If we need more defense, we can go sorcery ward. Like lots of good options here. I feel like you basically can't go wrong with any of these nodes except this one maybe. And then you get like more AoE, all the good stuff that we kind of want. The other big significant reason for me as a content creator is that I knew people were going to be looking, like Googling for Witch Hunter more than they were going to be Googling for Gemling Legionnaire. Like I wanted to make like a more beginner oriented Grenadier leveling things. I thought that might be a nice attractive choice for a lot of beginners joining the game.
Blind him!
Who done something explosive and satisfying, and I thought Witch Hunter was a much better choice for that than Gemling. So more beginner friendly as well. Gemling's more of a late game thing. Personally, I almost quit the game during the campaign mostly because of enemies respawning. Yeah. I think like when people are having some issues, the game does maybe have the tendency to snowball on them, especially if they get stuck in like Freethorn or something. Yeah. So they obviously need to fix some specific issues with, for example, enemies respawning around checkpoints and stuff. Like the enemies respawning thing is actually a really smart idea, right? Like, but it does seem to be having that effect where some people are getting really frustrated because they feel like they're not making progress. The reason why the enemies respawn, right, is actually to help you, as bad as that sounds. So you die, right, and then you run through an empty zone. A, that's not very interesting. But B, if it's refilled with monsters, you get more monsters to kill, you get more loot, you get more XP, you keep leveling up. So every time you like re-clear through those, you get a little bit stronger. So it's kind of designed to catch you up. So if you're dying a bunch, it kind of, without realizing, has you farm a zone. It's kind of the idea there. Well, nothing really shipped like that, Galley. It's early access in the end, right? Actual proper beta. But yeah, Spraythorn needs some work, obviously. Like, in all likelihood, it just didn't come up as an issue because it's a side zone and you only go there once, and I guess a lot of people testing it did fine in there. I think they did have a lot of newer player tests, so I'm surprised I wouldn't have come up with them. Do. Sorry, I've probably missed some stuff in chat. Feel free to repost. It's frustrating as well if you spawn around the altar in a Freethorn. Yeah, so the altar, the checkpoints are not supposed to have monsters on them, but they can have monsters a bit close to them. And in Freethorn, it can be literally right on top of them. Yeah. So I don't disagree, that stuff needs some refinement for sure. I wonder with the new teleporting system they're adding whether that might like inadvertently fix some of those issues. Because you'll be able to teleport around the checkpoints if you need to. Trying to fight the jungle boss, dying, and having all the ads respawn at his checkpoint is painful. Jungle boss. You mean the big monkey with the pillar? No? No, not that guy, because that guy doesn't have a bunch of ads around him, I don't think, right? Or maybe he did. Maybe he did. It could be different on map layout, maybe. Yeah, I know a couple of people got stuck in Freethorn. It's rough. That obviously needs fixing. So they need to put the checkpoints back in a section beforehand that doesn't have like, you know, a bunch of monsters spawn on them. Or make it so that if you've cleared that checkpoint and then respawn, it can reset the rest of the zone, but not the monsters around the checkpoint. Like it just auto pulls them away. Yes, I can. Yeah, I don't think he did on my map, maybe, but I only died to him once, so maybe I just missed it. Subtle brag. Yeah, gorillas. I love that gorilla fight. I love that gorilla fight. So cool. It was good dodge roll training, that's for sure. Which missing class are you keen for? Oh man, that's a good question. Maybe Huntress, just because I love spears. I love spears. Even more so, I love like spear shield combo. Oh, only some came alive. But what are the other ones? So we got Templar. I have a soft spot for Templar in general, so I'm also pretty excited for Templar. So we got Templar, Assassin, Huntress, Druid. Druid's certainly going to be interesting because it's going to be much more different than other classes with the various shape-shifting and stuff. The skills it's going to bring are going to be pretty wild. But Templar, I love like I love the spell mage archetype. Templar usually has. Righteous Fire, all that jazz is pretty sick.
The final gate is broken.
Love me long neck, long neck, dude. And then when Templar's back, I can do Gucci Hobo again.
Moron!
Yeah, so Assassin will probably come with the trap stuff, right? Like trapping mines, or yeah, Saboteur style playstyles. Although like Grenadier certainly replicates or does a good job of that explosive kind of PV1 style take on that. All right, boss fight, hold on. Jarman Ruff, Wuzzle Wuzzle.
Will fall by my hands. I shall dethrone you, Sekama, and leave you to the sand.
Big flashbang, big flashbang, another big flashbang.
Dethrone you, Sekama, and leave you to the sand. I shall dethrone you, Sekama, and leave you to the sand.
You said that one already. Get a new line.
I tried to seek peace, and the Sekamas disgraced me. Left my corpse to rot in the sand. This time, we choose war.
You receive the death you deserve, and I shall give you a death.
We shall finish this, but not today.
Coward, come back
You
here.
must not escape.
Let me grenade you.
I can't just leave, can he?
Can you hover the boss debuffs on pause? I'm not sure about that one actually. It's a good question. I really appreciate when that is a thing, because
He conjures the very
having these like
sands
debuffs you need to
against us.
read for mechanics, and then not being able to do it because you're like,
This
yeah,
is
you're
no
in game.
natural sandstorm. We must battle sorcery with sorcery. Let us return to the caravan and
Made his maps on any characters yet? See? No, this is my first character. I'm taking it very slow and taking lots of notes. And going for a detailed exploratory playstyle. I'm exploring slightly less now in Crawl, but I'm also still intentionally hitting a lot of the little side things because I want to note how they change as well. Yeah, I'm all about that. Taking my time, note-taking action. Very slow, very slow.
If you are traveling through the trait, I will tell.
I'm not listening to the
Browse as
lore
long
on the
as you
second time
like.
through. I actually haven't listened to all the lore yet. I still have to do that.
Take care. There is. We would have.
But I might do that like when it's all out, all the acts are out, maybe. I don't know, I'll think about that one. Those gloves are pretty good. How are you? Quarter staff. It's a big flat physical roll with flat crit as well. In theory, if you're lucky to exalt into percentage, you'd have something cracking. But it's a crackling quarterstaff, so it's not got base fizz. Never mind.
Stay inside.
Doesn't have base fizz anyway.
No need to, as you wish.
I want to add to my critiques, review feedback. 3 separate vendor salvage benches. Plus, well, creates a constant back and forth. It's worse than just 3. It's not like, oh, you have to do 3 things every time you're in town. Woe is me. It ends up being more than that, because what you do is you go to salvage and you're like, okay, salvage. And then you go to the other one. You go disenchant. And you go to this one. You go sell. And you're like, oh wait, this one needs salvaging. This one, oh, I missed this one that needs this one. You end up doing like 4 or 5 all the time. It's very annoying.
As you wish.
2 exalts in that last just stretch between towns. Am I desperate enough to exalt these crappy move speed boots? Maybe I should at least check the vendor first.
Need something? No need to rush.
Maybe do some gambling. Whoa. No move speed though. Is that what you got in terms of boots? Alright, let's go talk to the vendor lady. This town's the better one too, because they're all close together. Some of the other towns are like really far apart. I don't actually know if I can get 30 move speed yet, but we'll see what we do get. There's a 25 with life. Reduced freeze duration. Interesting. I've been frozen once, ever. But you know, I'll be ready for the next time. Okay, that's a much better one to exalt though. Trade off a bit of rarity and mana for life, freeze, dexterity. And why not? Well, what are we looking? We've got 1 open suffix, 1 open prefix. Kind of want to hit the suffix and hope it's a resist. We got suffix strength. I don't think it's worth exalting again for another prefix, because it'll, in all likelihood, just be some armor evasion. Do I have... I don't have enough for an artificers, so I'll have to hold off on that. Oh, I never even did that anyway. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very good.
No need to rush, as you wish.
Gambling pays off once again, as always. Chaos it? Nah. Nah, I don't think that would be worth chaosing. Level 12 on cuts. You can go in here as well. What else are we talking about in here? Oh yeah, another uncut 3. Oh, I never did this? Did I just forget? I was like looking at this and I was like, oh, and then I don't know, I must have got distracted. Okay, because we were looking at, oh man, there's some big ones here. Okay, so we've got payload is probably one of the biggest ones, I imagine. Let's have a look at everything. Chaos infusion. Cold exposure, so you can get exposures, but they deal less damage. We get exposed with oil anyway. I guess you could use like oil to do lightning exposure or something with that. Frostfire. More magnitude of ignites inflicted on frozen targets. Supported skills cannot cause freeze buildup. Supported skills consume freeze from enemies they ignite. Oh wow. Cute support gem. Seems like something you'd have on a unique, huh? Leech gets a range spread out over time in PV1. If there's a passive that says Mana Leech is instant, I think that would help. I think there is an instant Mana Leech, but it's on a monk specifically. I didn't see if I recall correctly. Elemental Focus can't inflict ailments. Actually pretty good. Let me make a note of the good support gems from this. Act 3. Okay. Top support gems. Well, top level 3. Top level 3 support gems. Elemental Focus. Or anything Ellie that doesn't need to ailment. Yep. Discombobulate seems like it's gonna be really good on flash grenade. Supported skills have Culling Strike against rare or unique enemies. But given how many skills you have, it's totally viable to just run Culling Strike, which does mean that you could consider not going the Culling Strike route here. And maybe once we get our third set of points, we would go Witchbane No Mercy instead. Drop Culling Strike and use a gem. Maybe I'll make this a separate. Culling Strike support. Swap Cull from... Obviously, it's not as good as having Cull all the time, so it's not as good. Ascendancy with third set points for... It's actually called Witchbane line. What else have we got here? Can actually look at all of them. all of them. Oh man, is there too many? No, that's okay. Ablation, offerings, don't care. Astral projection, behead, killing blows from supported strikes, melee 1. Gain one of their modifiers, cute. Burning inscription, AoE fire. So what's any skill that creates runic inscriptions? Yeah, okay, maybe I don't need to do all of them. Let's go back to explosive grenade. I can just check some of the other ones. Deadly poison, deep cuts, bleeding stuff, fire exposure, fire mastery. So there's a set of masteries, right? Or is it just fire mastery? It has to be supports fire skills. Okay, so fire / lightning mastery. Oh yeah, sweet. Because you need lightning mastery on voltaic grenades. We'll go on that route later. So +1 levels as a support is how good though? It's probably going to be something like 5% of 280. It's probably not actually that good, right? Probably have to hit some breakpoint with it for it to actually be worth it. So let's be generous and say it goes to like 295. It's a what, 4% upgrade? That seems pretty weak. I mean, it's base damage, I guess. All the multipliers and stuff scale off that, but I don't know if that really makes a difference to the math. Actually, any good? Math seems... no? Probably have to hit a breakpoint for that one. Using a support gem slot for it. Yeah. Maybe if you run out of other things, I guess. Mastery seems weak. Yes. Unless you've run out of other damage scaling options. Or it's like, you know, that extra level gives you an AoE increase or something as well. You certainly wouldn't use it over 25% damage. You know, early focus or something. Enemies killed by hits from supported skills grant more life charges. Immolate. Supported skills cannot ignite. Supported attacks gain 30% and damages extra fire against ignite enemies. Immolate's big. Immolate's big. Immolate. Because you can ignite with... So it says ignited targets. Ignited enemies. Let's just check. Oil grenade. Oil created this way can be ignited by detonator skills or ignited ground. Ignited ground. Ignited ground ignites enemies as long as they're standing on it. It actually does say it ignites them. So the enemies are actually ignited. So that should count as ignited fully then. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it was just like burning ground, applying the effects of an ignite, or like... You go, this would be classic GGG, right? Where it's like, oh no, actually that oil covered enemy who's burning isn't ignited. The oil is ignited. Technically, Ziggy. Technically the oil is ignited, the enemy's not. This is like a fact I heard about fire recently. It was like, fire doesn't combust objects that it touches. It just heats the object up to the point where it self-combusts. It's like, technically truisms. actually. Kohira, thanks for the sub, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's some Pee-wee logic. That isn't burning ground, it's spicy hot fire ground, okay? Okay, so Immolate looks really good for our like main damage dealer. Since oil should... Well, the oil should still ignite them, I think. So hold on, let me reread this because actually I want to just double check that. The fuse expires or when it impacts an enemy, dealing minimal damage but covering the grenade. Nearby is an oil. Oil created this way can be ignited. It says the oil can be ignited by detonator skills or ignited ground. Covering enemies in oil. Apply oil ground, oil spray, oil. It really sounds like, although this, okay, I actually wonder now because how under what circumstances is the oil ignited? Do you have to have triggered and ignite, or can you use a non-igniting skill that is still a detonator to trigger it? Oil created this way can be ignited by detonator skills. It sounds like it's the detonator part that's igniting the oil. So I wonder if, like, say for example, explosive grenades with Immolate where it cannot ignite can still ignite oil ground because it's a detonator. That's what I'm thinking. It probably won't matter anyway because likely we'd just use explosive shot to ignite anyway. So, but still, that might be good to know. Long fuse increases skill effect duration, 30% more damage. You cannot trigger them early. So long fuse is interesting. Long fuse. But we have to think about where that goes carefully. Don't know what one that would be most appropriate on. It is a nice more multiplier though. Squad skills can be used while moving, allow you to move faster while using them. So that's probably a good one just for using explosive shot with. No ability for explosive shot. Neural overload. Supported skills electrocute primed enemies on hit. Normal enemies are primed for electrocution when they have at least 40% electrocution build up. Magic at 60, rare at 70, and unique at 80. So it just electrocutes them like a bit earlier. Okay, it's just a cute way of doing, you know, bonus electrocute. Increased magnitude of shocks inflicted with supported skills, less shock duration, and then payload. Let's check the other ones first. Support skills consume 10 rage if possible, deal more damage. You'd have to have a way of generating it, but supported skills aggravate bleeding. Recover mana over 4 seconds when supported skills cull an enemy. You could link that with cull on something, but you'd be doing some trade-off though. Shocks from supported skills do not expire on ignited enemies. But an extended duration. Supported skills deal less damage with hits, more magnitude of ignites inflicted. Less damage with hits, more ignite. Super critical. Ooh. Supported skills have increased crit damage but less crit chance. Oh man, okay. Wonder if that's actually good for like bleed, because I think you do actually care about the crit causing the bleed now, right? So you might want to high roll a bleed or an ignite with super critical. Okay, and then of course payload. Reduce cooldown recovery rate, additional 50% chance to activate. So payload might be the top one, even. Payload. So it probably goes on one you're not using all the time, but one just for when you want to do giga damage. So I wonder if it's like explosive and then we use cluster more regularly, or if we lean into cluster being a sometimes trait. Oops. I think we might go with payload first, maybe. It's on cluster at the moment. Concentrated, magnified. that weird combo. You could go payload, cluster, concentrated for boss killing, Or you could go maybe explosive concentrated for boss killing. Fire infusion, primal armament, scatter shot. So maybe scatter shot comes off this and payload goes on there instead. Immolate was also a good choice for that too though, so tough choice honestly. Some of these are just so specific. The shock's not expiring one is just so weird to me. They definitely are the sorts of things that would have been on a unique or something before, but I like it. This is them being forced to be more creative with support gems because, you know, we're only allowed to use them in one place. I think we'll go with cluster magnified. And then explosive, payload, primal, fire infusion. I'll go payload on that. I'm really not sure. Concentrated is kind of cool on flash. I don't really need the devastate on there, but it's also kind of nice. I guess I could put scattershot back on flash grenade instead of devastate. No, instead of ruthless. So sure about that one though. Ruthless can just sit on my crossbow shot for now. I'm just gonna have to test this out and see how it feels, I guess.
Browse as long
I
as
have a question. What's your opinion on a single phase dodge that you could activate once every minute for the people getting stuck in low levels as a fix? I think like there's probably room for a skill that makes it so that your dodge phases every 10 seconds or every 20 seconds or something. Probably. But it would probably be like a spirit skill, you know? There's something somewhat similar where like the monk leaves a little decoy behind when they dodge roll. There's a monk skill that does that. There is blink at level 60 something. Is that a skill or a... Is it one of these guys? Let's see how their dodge roll thing goes, right? It's a mage spirit skill. Oh, that's why I can't see it here. So there apparently there is something like that already I didn't know about. Would I be taking notes on? That's obsidian. It's very customizable. Alright, what's our actual next one here? Speak to a Sala to learn about Ubala's footsteps. Yep. Use the spirit gem, you can see it then. I don't have any right now.
Ah, for glory.
They're not exactly common. Shrine of Bones in the Mastodon Highlands. Let's go there first. 80 Giga ES chest with Lucky Slam, 690 ES. Good heavens, Spirit and 2 resists. My lord, you're set and ready to go, eh? That's crazy. Yeah, there should be another way of like accessing the skills or something, eh? I mean, later we'll just have the wiki and whatnot and various tools for doing that. Someone will make an in-game overlay that you can just pop up with Awaken Trade to look at all the skill gems whenever you want.
Where'd I go?
So what one did I put payload on? On explosive. So explosive we don't use all the time. It kind of makes sense on there. I don't use explosive all the time, only when I want to kill a rare. Or then a boss, but how does it affect the boss kills? I mean, I have other grenades to use, so it's pretty fun. I love how flashbang staggers make them drop their grenades. So cool. I really like seeing that Giga flashbang again. That was like pretty good. Bonk. Mr. IGN, I'll show you a weapon I made for 2 enders 1 at a time. You can add Ziggy Demi, should work. Otherwise you can post in Global 8008. Yeah, on that one. Stopping him, right? Yes. Woo. Superior advanced thingamajig. Gimme. as well that grenades need accuracy? Do they? Are you sure? Because I've only ever seen 100 on my character sheet at 2 meters. And I've never noticed myself missing. And GGG also said that explosions wouldn't be evadable. Like AoE, things like that wouldn't be evadable. So, do they? Because I'm not so sure. I'm trying to find an answer. I literally asked a bunch of, like, you know, really good players and no one actually knew. Waggle was looking at it today and that's the only source so far. What did they arrive at though? Random question for the chat, but when do we get access to the currency market? In Cruel. When you get into Cruel, all the gambler vendors have the currency market as well. Let me have another look at my character sheet and see if they, if we see any difference in accuracy yet. Oh, no, it's actually dropped below 100. Oh, I finally got low enough accuracy that it actually is it's actually doing something in theory. Okay, it must have just been that I had high enough accuracy. It was just at 100 always. Just because I've only got this 2 meter thing, right? Which is pretty high accuracy. We need like against evasive enemies, aka like 10 meters or something. Okay. It looks like accuracy does actually become a thing. Seems like we might not need a lot though. Finn, yeah, Finn, Risu, and Alva. Yep, that's the ones. That should be the ones. I didn't get the thing back in the other zone, which I might want to go back for. We've got our waypoint for now, so we'll do that now. Boop. I'm cooking and I have a question. Is there a reason to not take EB if you're CI and also Mind Over Matter? Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's definitely could be interesting to explore, given the 100% damage Mind Over Matter thing. Find if there's any gaps or if that makes sense to do for some reason. Boom, boom. Payload would look pretty ridiculous on cluster grenade though, wouldn't it? The scatter shot. Scatter shot, payload, cluster grenade, increase AoE. Computer explodes. Diabata, lead and great hammer. Battered great hammer. +3, life on hit, physical. What do you got prefixes wise? Ah, you're full. Dang. Ah, it's hybrid and regular percentage. Then a separate accuracy roll. Oof. Dang, so close to being insane, but it is obviously very good. Couldn't get sticky landing on the flight chairs. Pretty good. Okay, home Ziggy. Battered great hammer. Clicking effigy. Uncut skill gem 13. That's our first 13, I believe. This is in the Bastard and Bite Highlands. Mastodon Highlands. What did I call it up here? Mastodon Badlands? Shrine of Bones? Wait. Badlands? Oh, it is called Badlands. I don't know why I called it Highlands. Okay, Mastodon Badlands, Shrine of Bones. Wrong kind of lands, Ziggy. Shrine of Bones. First level 13 uncut skill. But it's also just for leveling though. It doesn't actually unlock anything new, does it? Oh wait, no, we have gotten a 13 before because we got cluster grenades. So it's not the first. Okay. Call that part. Level 13 uncut. But it's a guaranteed place to get one if you want to get another one of those quickly. Good to know, good to know. And for me, it represents some opportunities to upgrade some of these guys. We'll take gas, flash, explosive, all good. Totally want to look at those later, but let's upgrade these first. Ooh, increased radius on flash grenade, nice. It's a bit higher than I said on explosive, but it's still not enough. I said 295. It goes to 299 at the next level. It does gain meters radius on the next level though. Level 13 is a nice, substantial, chunky level up for these ones. I think that's everything in here that we need. Get cabs in the bone pits. So we can probably just go ahead and portal and then waypoint. Wonder what that missing crossbow skill is? Yeah, all these coming soons are sitting there and teasing me. They're tormenting me. There's only 2 on this page. There's a lot on this page. Spear skills. Looking forward to that.
As long as you like.
Ooh. 31 to 126. Yeah, not gonna... Oh, that's with the 40% on our current one. Okay, hold on. So it'll be about the same, but it's a tier higher. Lightning instead of fire. Lose the +3. Nah, it's not gonna come out ahead for sure.
I will tell your tale.
Not without some mega exalt luck or something. Do do do. You had any issues with getting enough stats for gems? Yeah. It's a thing you have to specifically like put effort into. But not really since I picked up polymathy. That certainly sorts it out. You generally, if you're getting like a bunch of clusters and not just doing a lot of traveling, you will need some on gear or to do something to solve the problem. So get a node that has some sort of boost for you. You know, go allocate beef, for example. Where's beef? Over here somewhere. There it is, beef. I kind of want to go allocate beef. Check this sexy one. +1 projectile, 14 or... Oh my lord, look at this thing. Oh my good heavens. It's beautiful. 14 auras, +1 projectiles, rarity, life, and then attribute base. Love it. So juicy. Oops, this way. Oh, the plan is live. Oh, poggers! Yo! Max roll build planner's up. Yeah, cool. And Ziggy's build is linked here. Sick. They're gonna have a thing where you can share builds on here as well, so the public can share builds with this later. It's part of the coming soon. So it should just be here, right? PV2 plant. Oh yeah, here we go. Buggy. Yeah, cool. Epic. Skill tree planner. Skills. Excellent. Spirit skills. Well, here's the answer to my I wish I had an uncut gem so I could look at my list. I can just look at these ones. Attrition. What was the someone was asking me about one of these. Oh, it was it a no, it was a sorceress one? It's blink, there it is. Replaces your dodge roll with a short cooldown spell that allows you to tunnel through space, instantly reappearing a medium distance away. There you go, there is a blink. There is a skill that does that. Pretty high reservation, 60 spirit though. They definitely made that come at a cost. Is there a way I can know a new unmodded weapon will get greater damage than the current one, like with runes, etc. added? No, you kind of just have to do the math on yourself. Do some napkin math or roughly guesstimate in your head. Later on, there will be tools for you for that. Like, you'll be able... Like, the way it works in Path of Exile 1, for example, you want to simulate an item in your character, you can export your exact character. It's fully mapped out and calculated by Path of Building. And then you can copy-paste the item that you want to equip into it, and then see if it's more damage or less. So that will eventually be a thing, but it's not a thing right now. And probably for the best it's not a thing right now. We can proceed without that level of like game solving for a while. Try and kind of, you know, guesstimate things a bit more. So I'm playing Relic. Abe Lincoln? Did you say Abe Lincoln? Buckle! That's fine. Oh yeah, the flush. Made an advanced bomb. Start teasing me with your advanced bombards. I'm so jealous. I'm jealous of your advanced bombards. +6? You can get +6? What the heck? +6 level of all projectile skills. Oh my god. Holy heckadoo. It's pretty wild.
Explosive grenades have a long...
Oh yeah. Radius on gas. We'll do explosive first. Hold on. It's gonna cost a lot of money, yeah. You can get up to +7. That's the max, is it? Wow. Yeah, I wonder if there's gonna be some sort of
Surprise!
some sort of soft cap, or you know, if they just kind of see if it's the same as Path of Exile 1, or if they've just expanded the numbers upwards that you can get to with plus levels. There's a lot more plus levels available this time around. Beacon of Aziz, Solar Amulet. Critical hits ignore monster enemy elemental resists. Mana, Spirit, and increase light radius with Spirit base. So 40 Spirit, crits ignore resists. So that seems pretty good. Ziggy Disciple. I see you've taken my monk name already. Every time I click back to the game from being tabbed away, I fire grenades. Skill soft cap is once it goes above your total mana cool to cast the skill. Yeah, they get pretty expensive, all those plus skills. I like how it's so powerful, but it is actually, you do actually have to consider it. This is what they wanted when they were cooking with mana, right? How are you folks feeling about mana in general? I've always been a bit iffy about mana, because I feel like running out of mana and not being able to use your skills is like one of the lamer things that can happen in a game like this. I've always been pretty iffy about their desires to do stuff with mana. But the way they're doing it, at least, is pretty good, because we have our full mana pool. Thanks to the spirit change. I feel like we actually can do some stuff with it. I am definitely thinking about different ways of solving it. Seems like mana regen is potentially useful on any class, not just, you know, not just spellcasters. And, yeah, mana flask matters a bit more, and it's guaranteed. You don't feel bad about, like, sacrificing a flask slot for a mana flask, because it's just always there anyway, you know? They took that choice away, so... at least I like some of the ways they're going about it. A lot of life and life gain on here. If we didn't care about resists, that would be something. In boss fights, how do you combo your grenades? I'm experimenting a lot with different setups, and there are a bunch of different correct answers to that question. Right now, what have I got? Right now, what I would probably do is engage with Flashbang, and if it's a tough boss, I will keep Flashbanging until they're staggered, whilst weaving in some gas grenades to eat their armor. And then that would also get them to stun faster. And then as soon as they're stunned or in a good spot for me to do so, I will oil, followed by explosive grenades, and detonate if they're going to move away, or cluster grenades into detonate for the burst damage. I mean, we'll have a boss fight coming up soon, so we'll see how we're going. I'll try and talk through what I'm doing, maybe. Hardcore or softcore? Nah, definitely not hardcore. It's unhinged to play hardcore and early access Path of Exile at launch. Imagine if you do your best to try and figure out, like, let's say you manage to dodge dying to like a bug or something that's wildly overtuned, that they just didn't like think about. Or some like nearly scripted death that you're supposed to learn from dying. Imagine if you dodge all of those because you made a cracked build and then it gets nerfed because it's early access and they're nerfing things constantly. No thanks. I'm good. Yeah, the jungle monkey is almost a scripted death. Like everyone should probably die to the jungle monkey at least once, so that they can be like, I gotta be on my game here, paying attention, using my dodge rolls and using them well. Hello, Zipdro and Axel. Thanks for the subs, folks. Appreciate yous. Chaos Orb. Oof. Ooh. Hey, the gift subs as well. Oh my god, Chaos and an alchemy. Oh damn. ZLP Dro, thank you for gifting 5 subs and subbing yourself, mate. I don't know if the Chimera drops or anything are still on. The drops and the Chimera stuff's still on, but either way, I appreciate you, mate. Thank you.
Blind him!
Actually, I should take my the drops thing out of my title. Hold on, I'm gonna check when that finishes. You able to do the Ascent to Power quest? I went and killed Barbala and got the coin. It might go away after you use the Jin barrier, maybe? Although that's a currency, so it shouldn't be tied to that. So I'm not sure. I think it's probably bugged, to be honest. Because she's supposed to drop a quest one in normal, so they probably like copy-pasted it to Cruel, and then the quest doesn't go away because of that, I'm guessing. Drops her through to the 14th. Oh, still a few more days. Nice. How many gigabytes is this game? I feel like it was like 80 or something, wasn't it? Decently chunky download. Yeah, 80? Yeah. Back to the flashbang clearing. Yeah, feels good going back on that. Scatter shot on there. Where's our bosses? And did we find the other thing in here? You think gems like Cold Minion Mastery that just add 1 level to a spell are worth spending a whole gem slot on? Nah, probably not. They seem mathematically quite bad. So unless that level gives you a breakpoint on the skill that gives you something you want, like, so for example, the grenade's get increased AoE every few levels. Like maybe that makes it more worthwhile for you. Or if there's literally no other damage gems you can think of to use on there, and you still want more damage, then yeah, maybe use it in that situation. It's kind of a weird one, isn't it? It's like using level 2 in power or something, isn't it? Not using lightning grenade no more? Not currently, but I don't have enough jewel absorbs to socket it up. I want to try it more and, you know, maybe potentially test a main skill setup with it. Or maybe a weapon swap tree for it. But, yeah, not at the moment. Dang it. Okay, there's a bunch of areas it could be. They really need to flag these from further away, right? Like, if I was my character, let's zoom in for a second and pretend I was my character. My character can see more than this far. Like, I can't, isometrically. But surely my character can be like, hey, boss, there's a waypoint over there. But then again, look at him. He kind of looks at the ground, doesn't he? He's always looking for crunchy leaves to step on, I think. Ew, whoop.
Surprise!
Best streamer actually teaches how to use the builds. My pleasure, mate. I love teaching and learning with you fine folks. That's the thing I enjoy the most about these games, honestly. They're just a good platform to do that in. Grip shot. Well, I don't know. Loot's pretty good. Grip shot, thanks for the sub, mate. Thank you. Oh my god. We're doing it. We're looping. Might as well farm the zone and like reset and farm the zone, maybe. Oh my god. Should have stuck to an edge more specifically. Like, is it this bridge? It's probably this bridge right here. No? Oh god. Yeah, the objective range, like, you have to be right on top of them. Given the size of the zones, that's not ideal. The idea of the difference between elemental ailment chance versus elemental ailment build-up is just one chance to proc. So if you read the elemental description in the tags for that stuff, I'm trying to think of where I could find it for you. Probably here here maybe an ignite be a good place. If I pin this open, we go to ignite. So by default, a hit has a 1% chance to ignite for every 4% of the target's ailment threshold. So you can see that they're both kind of two axes of the same thing. So it's a chance to ignite, but it's based on your damage compared to their ailment threshold. So you can scale chance, and it still scales effectively your damage for the purpose of ignite chance. But when it comes to stuff like ignite, for example, the be all end all, or the simplest way to think about it is that more damage mean more ignite, more chance to ignite mean more ignite. Like, you will get an ignite faster if you have more damage as well as a bigger ignite. And then for freeze, you've got like the build up as well.
Blind him!
So I engaged with the stun. Sorry, I was going to commentate, I forgot. Engaged with the stun when they were staggered, which the other one's staggered now too, I believe. Are they both staggered? Almost. Then I just I forgot to actually use our gas grenades, but it doesn't matter too much really. Tar grenade into all of my explosives, followed by cluster bombs, detonating explosive shot to detonate, back into weaving more flash grenades. Flash grenades almost off cooldown unless I am trying to put all of my explosive grenades downrange currently. I can do better. I can do better at explaining that next time. I think I did poorly. Dyad crossbow loads an additional bolt. We'll start checking these ones because that's like that's 2 tiers up. So I want to see if we can find any good ones. Anything else in here? Nope. Did we actually? Yeah, we got suppressed. We need to do that one, don't we? You notice the issue with spirit skills seem to be encountering constant issues with minion pack, magma bar, etc. What sort of issue? Do. Ziggy, you can Val slots on skills? You can Val slots on skills, like use a Val orb on them. What? Like on these? Surely that's not intended. Question mark? Alright, Jeff Fox, how you doing, mate? We've got one half of the Sun Clan there. That one is quite good. We have a rolling in resist, we could use that. These guys can be salvaged. And I need one of these for my boots if I can. Getting closer. Save some blacksmiths for a while. Storm rune. You can get plus gem levels for Varling. Oh, do you mean the implicit? You can gain an enchant by Varling that does that. That gives you plus skills. Oh, I see. Yep. Someone linked me one with Spirit earlier. I was pretty impressed by that.
These
Uncut Spirit Gem. Ah, level 1 Uncut Spirit Gem. Make a note of that on this one. So in Act 3. Act 3 after Mastodon. Zone boss. Spirit Gem 13. See if it has any relevant progression points for us, or if it's just a level up of, let's say, Overwhelming Presence. 1% scaling on that. It looks like it's 14. 14 for the next tier of skills. Oop, oop, oop. Okay. It seems like then we might just want to upgrade our overwhelming presence for now. That's not if the cost goes up or anything. Attrition. Attrition seems pretty good. Alchemist Boon. Recovery from your flask is also granted to allies in your presence. Gains 2 flask charges per second. Cool. Archmage. Berserk. Strengthens your rage and grants you life leech based on your rage, but causes you to lose life while raging. Blink. Cast on crit. Cast on dodge. Grants energy when you dodge roll and triggers socketed spells on reaching maximum energy. No, it just encourages roll spam. Oh god. Hilarious. While active, you gain powerful buffs based on your acid charges. Oh, it turns them back into like a passive thing, eh? Maintaining the buff consumes charges every few seconds. More critical hit chance while you have power, more defenses while you have endurance, more skill speed while you have frenzy. There you go. It turns them back into passive buffs. Hilarious. That's actually pretty interesting though. Definitely do something with that. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Dread banner. While active, killing enemies with attacks or standing near a unique enemy generates valor. Blah 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 blah. What does it actually do? Flask charges and stun threshold and ailment threshold. It's pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. Stay rolling. Keep rolling. Do-do-do-do. While active, consuming freeze, shock, ignite, or fully broken armor on an enemy reloads your crossbow. This can only occur every few seconds. Yeah, that would be fun, but it doesn't really do anything for us. For me. Lingering illusion. Gain a frenzy when you freeze, electrocute, or pin an enemy. So you could do combat frenzy with voltaic grenades. With a voltaic grenades build with charge infusion, quite probably. Alright, let's upgrade overwhelming presence. And I'm gonna have a look at this guy too. I'm gonna plan my tree out a little bit here, maybe. Hello. Hello, hello. So, where would our next 2 points go? I feel like 2 points into Witchbane doesn't make much sense. You could go like all the way down to No Mercy. Or maybe you'd probably do Decimating if you were going this line. It's kind of the same with this one where I feel like if you get Sorcery Void, you really have to get the one behind it as well. Seems like getting your 4th set is going to be pretty difficult. I'm excited that the next role planner is up here. Actually wondering, I think I'll stay through Volatile Catalyst. I've been wavering back and forth on this one, on whether I stay going through Volatile Catalysts or if I do 2 points into it and then like path through the damage. It's like 11.25% per passive. It's not great. As a weapons swap point is pretty funny, yeah. Get these ones. Right now, I don't have the cooldown. There's a fair amount of cooldown. Definitely an option. I have Jack of all trades. This one, and we go around the attack speed for here. And we have this guy. And right now, what I've done is come up and I'm getting this one. So we're going to get that. And now, what do we want to do from here? This is cool because Maxwell has this thing where you can like do build stages with the passive, so we can actually like see the order we take things in as well. We can use this track down the bottom of the screen to like note them as well. Be good for pretty good for like doing like following leveling. So there's some interesting stuff out this way. Attack speed's starting to look somewhat attractive. There's also beef to consider. If we're sticking with the fire, almost certainly want this. Incendiary. And 30 damage against burning enemies. And smoke inhalation. With that, we probably don't need the fire penetration gem ever. We could also plan a variant for voltaic grenades too, maybe. And I think we might do sand in the eyes, because I'm starting to feel like attack speed is going to be really helpful. Increased blind effect. I wonder if for the 1 point that might actually be worth it. If we stay evasion oriented, we go iron reflexes, probably not. Iron reflexes is a decent option if we decide to go out towards Marauder start. Can you show shift click on the passives in game? It has never worked for me. Like, it's never really worked very well. It looks like the strength works fine. That's pretty simple, I guess. So it shows me what I would get if I allocated beef. Where are you, beef? There you are. I would gain 60 life. And it shows the recovery per second too. Although that recovery doesn't seem right. 900 life per second? That doesn't seem right. It must be 9. But yeah, like a lot of the damage ones don't actually work very well at all, and they only show the crossbow shot artillery anyway. Why? Well, it's showing artillery, but not anything else. So weird. Doesn't work if you're in Grace after entering a new zone. Maybe it doesn't work in town too. That could be part of the reason. Yeah, I think maybe it just doesn't work on grenades. Could be the reason as well. The 2 points for ricochets is kind of okay. 25 for 2. 12.25 each. Pretty good. Life regeneration rate. Interesting. There's some nice area here. I kind of like that. Okay, hold on. So if beef's over there, what's along this bottom side? It's like this guy. What is this? Stun build up, endurance charge when you heavy stun or rare or unique. That's interesting. That could work with that aura thing. Damage to 200 weapons. Here's that heavy stun. Enemies have culling strike. So alternate way of culling. Kind of have to sink a stun with a cull though. So it's probably not great. Armor applies to fire damage taken from hits too? Some meaty things in here. Damage with hits against enemies that are on low life. Increased damage taken while on low life. Nice. It's a lot of damage on low life there. Warcry. A lot of life regen scaling there. Stun threshold. Probably won't need that. Sorry, sir. This is a melee area only area. Two-handed. Yeah, but two-handed weapons work on crossbows, so. I can do what I want. I think even if we've come up this way, it's probably still don't go this way through the bottom here. Thorns damage nodes. This route, bleeding, backup plan. Break armor with physical damage. It's not going to scale us properly. So yeah, this pathing with regen and devastation seems probably the best. So one could do a few things here. Oh, I have the regen there. So it's 2 points if I just go through the regen into battle hardened. I could go through feel no pain, but that seems fine. Attack speed, attack speed. May want the extra area. Maybe. So there's some nice regen strength scaling in here. Go to Marauder start, like old school Path of Exile 1 action. Stun build up strength. There's some decent fire stuff over there. Skill effect duration. What else we got? Skill effect duration. Skill mana costs converted to life costs. So slightly lowering costs a little bit. Ignite. Physical is extra fire. Wow. Okay. That's a bit better. Interesting. How many points are we at? We're probably getting a bit high now, to be honest. This would be equip armor, body armor, go iron reflexes, probably. So maybe this can be a strength strategy then. There's area of effect with armor break there. That's interesting. Area of effect. You have to go through a melee node. Have to go through a melee node. Hits against burning enemies. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Skill effect. There's some mana cost stuff there as well. Interesting. So something like this is option for strength setup. We probably would drop volatile grenades, I think. Making getting there a bit faster. And I wonder if some of this recovery rate stuff might be worth it in that sort of a setup. High regen, strength, armor, tanky, mind over matter EK. Wait, hold on, wrong build. I love that we can do variants. So variant 1, strong nades. Add a new one. I want to do lightning. Oh, cool. We can just edit from here. Great. We probably will still get that one anyway. So let me have a look at a lightning setup. So coursing electricity has big electrocute build up and then shock against them. I would definitely give that one a try. I'm pretty interested in this one. So we go non-crit and take advantage of the lucky lightning. Shock with penetration. Shock build up over here and electrocute as well. Penetration. Flask effect one seems kind of meh. Cooldown recovery. What is this? Hi Tali, how you doing? Come to say hello? Gonna play with the emote? Yeah. Bright? Yeah, bright. I think I was planning builds through an ad break, sorry about that. Salvo node, not that great for Grenadier. Salvo node? Salvo. Which one is Salvo? This one down here. Oh, I wasn't super thrilled. So if we go through the crossbow damage, those ones are okay. Crossbow attack not consuming a bolt doesn't really matter. Then it's 2 reload speed, so it's 3 points that don't do anything. So it's 25% damage, which is good for a single point, or 2 points even. But for 3 points that don't do anything, I think it's kind of bad. Like there's a slight convenience here for your explosive shots. So maybe as like it feels kind of nice option maybe. But I'm not super convinced on that one. The crit side could definitely be a thing you do, but maybe with the lightning we go non-crit. How do you feel about charms so far? I kind of forget they're there most of the time. It's weird that I haven't got any extra charm slots yet. Yeah, I definitely forget they're there, which is probably good. I think I like that. I think for this setup we might want more cooldown, so we'd probably get the rest of the grenade cooldown here. And I wonder if I'd also do distracting presence. So we lower cooldown, we electrocute, we stun, we do a bunch of that shenaniganry. It could be really fun. I'm definitely interested in trying this one. Hi, Dali. Thank you. Thanks for the emote. It's very kind of you. Dee-doo-doo-doo. Inflict ailments, break armor on enemies afflicted by ailments. So we could do this as like a full lightning ailment setup. Could be kind of fun. Hi, Dolly. Ah, you came back. Cannot use charms. More recovery from flasks. It's not that big an upside, is it? I think there was some projectile stuff around here that looked kind of good with this. What was it? There was a... Oh, this one here. Ailments with projectiles. That one. Increased chance to inflict ailments with projectiles. Yeah, that looked... Oh, and that's just off 10 projectile damages. That seems fine. Something like so. It's got a few more points to get, but there's lots of stuff we can do with this. General's Binding. Go more evasion focus. Get some armor out of that deal at the same time. Would keep volatile grenades on this one actually. For sure, for sure. So Herald of Thunder triggers when you shock an enemy? Is that right? Pretty sure it does. Wait, I can look in here. we have a planner now. Herald of Thunder is probably on a monk, right? Yes. I like to. Oh, it has to be kill a shocked enemy. Okay, kill. You have to kill, shatter, kill. Yeah, those ones are all based on kill. Okay. I mean, that's still be pretty nice for clearing probably, but it's not doing anything on bosses. I mean, in endgame we might not care about that as much. We care about bosses a lot right now, but the clearing stuff might be much more important when only one in every 4 maps. Or what was it? Is it a boss? Something like that. It's only for attacks for that one, for Herald of Thunder? Is it really? I would have thought that would have been spells too. Yeah. Killing shocked enemies with attack damage. Yeah, you're right. I've seen a boss once in 15 maps. Oh, wow. Just could be a streak of RNG and stuff, I guess, eh? Atlas Planner in here. I'm not even going to look at that yet. Cool. And how does the... can we make our ideal crossbow in here? Bows, no. Crossbows. Oh, here we go. Advanced Bombard. Boggles. So we go... Bombard. Advanced. No, because there's Expert as well. I think Expert's better, yeah. Expert Bombard. Oh, baby. Esoteric. Expert Bombard. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Add explicit modifier. Yeah. Physical damage, baby. Just a casual 179. Well, let's go a reasonable 140. There we go. And then flat physical. Yes. We're bringing this down a smidge. 30 to 36 looks pretty good. Area is inhabited by an additional evasion boss. I don't think that's supposed to be there. I think this is just all the modifiers. It is. You have to kind of know. I think projectile skills. So 1 to 7. Cool. Oh, they got the pop-ups too. It's not midroll.gg. do a middling roll. Do a middling roll of +3. Look, we'll be very reasonable. +3. Is that one so that's a suffix. Cool. So then you get attack. We definitely want attack speed. Originally I was like, meh, you don't really need attack speed, but for now I'm definitely thinking, yeah, we want some attack speed. Getting those grenades downrange quickly is proving to be very, very important. There we go. Look, only 2 suffix, 2 prefix. Easy. Export name. Sick ass. But still reasonable. Dream Expo. And then what do I do? Edit, export. Do I just close it? Select, edit, export. Done. Oh, it's done. Forget the E on reasonable. Reasonable. It's a cast, but still reasonable. Dream Expo. So cool. Oh, what ring bait? Oh, I'm not looking at uniques. I don't want to look at uniques. Show me. Not looking at the uniques. Amethyst. Breach ring. What's emerald? Accuracy. Rarity. Definitely rarity stack. Let's go. Prismatic. Ruby. Topaz unset. I mean, it's gotta be a gold ring, right? Gotta be a gold ring. I like the golden hoops too. Golden hoops pretty cool. Seen those around. This is pretty cool. We'll do some tinkering with this later. Do some more of this guy. So we can plan our skills here too. Explosive grenade. Link to... Oh yeah, all of the gems. Give me all the gems. Pretty sick. If you give the tool a try and you have any feedback, let me know. I'll pass it on. I got a line to the devs on this one. Then you can do notes and strengths and weaknesses for sharing. Cool. This looks like it's gonna be pretty handy for doing like, before I make like the build video guide, I can basically do like a mini guide in here or something. Also just defeated Doriani. While Alva was trying to make peace with him, my minions just kept attacking him the entire time. Not the peacemaking type indeed. You were just reinforcing the point, that's all. You're reinforcing the point. Anyone know where the hidden stuff for early axe cheat sheet he made can be found? That's just my own personal notes on my computer. I will if someone else doesn't make it, I will make a guide to that once that information is feeling pretty complete. It's getting close. It's definitely thinking about putting something together. So I might do a Maxwell guide or a video or both. Getting level 2 Linaris Temple vibes from there. I got that from the Count's house, funnily enough, actually, just with like the miscreants and all the blood skills going on. I was wondering if Galvanic Shards plus cast on Shock Lightning Conduit could work. I don't see why not. Planet looking pretty good. Good to hear, yeah. I'm excited that they got it done. I don't think they were first to the party, but it looks like it's really good, so that's the main thing. Quality should win out in the end, you would think. Other people max roll? I've been super happy with the max roll experience so far. I've published 2 articles on there now. I'm eager to work on more. It's been good. I love the peer review process. I'm interacting more with other content creators and players within the PoE scene. I'm learning more and becoming a better writer. I like good review process and style guide and stuff. The tools on the back end are really good. It's pretty cool. I'm very glad I did it. I'm glad I made the effort to look into the whole content aggregator sites and reach out to them and figure out what I wanted to join. I looked at the stats earlier. I have some limited stats I looked at earlier. It looks like I think my trial guide is the top article on the site currently. So I'm doing well, chat. I'm doing well. You can be proud of your Ziggy. You can be proud of your little Ziggy. It's all gas grenade build, but I prefer your one so far. Thanks, mate. I'm eager to expand it and continue exploring. I'm going to explore both electrocute and also explosive setups. I think the explosive setup will be the core kind of recommended beginner go, but I definitely want to mess around with the electrocute thing too. Let's go to, we'll go to Keth first because we can get the other part there and then do the whole quest in one go without repeating. And how's management? Phenomenal. I've been talking to two of the, well, no, the owner and CTO, 2 people on the regular. They're like reaching out to me, giving me updates. They just personally linked me the planner to tell me that it's out. They're also like very familiar with my content and were very excited that I approached them. They said something to the effect of like, I never thought to ask you because I thought you were already kind of like, you know, you're already kind of accounted for. They seemed very excited to have me interested in joining Maxwell.
Surprise!
Who manages Maxwell? Well, the PoE 2 team is led by, I'm pretty sure it's Zizarin and Crouching Tuna. But I've also been talking to Tenki a lot, because Tenki does a lot of the management stuff too. Like the review process and guides people through the tools and stuff. Damn, explosions. Hell yeah, so satisfying. Flashbang remains so satisfying. What's the damage on Flash again? It's good, isn't it? 257 is actually legit. You're pretty much clear with it. And look, we're about to go get perfect opportunity. Oh, that's gonna be so juicy. Notice a bug on the max roll gems list on your guide. Last night, the gas and explosive grenade supports were duplicated. It wasn't a bug. I did that intentionally, but I changed it today because people kept asking about it. I wrote in multiple places, including the FAQ and below the skill planner, that I did that to indicate different alternative setups that you could use that filled the same slot. Because yeah, you can't use multiple of the same support gem, right? So I did that intentionally. That was me, but multiple people kept asking about it, even though I did those disclaimers. So I was like, okay, obviously this is just a bad way of doing it. So I listened to reason. I appreciate you bringing it up and confirming my decision to change it, because I've changed it now. I updated the guide today, this morning. So, yeah, I made the right call on that one, it sounds like. This is the looted vault. There was treasure in here. Someone else already got it. How's your leveling experience with Merc? A treat. Really, really good. There hasn't been many things that I struggled on, really. Nothing that I, like, felt was insurmountable. I felt like I had the tools to deal with everything. Yeah, it's been great. Very fun, very smooth progression. Great. I've done great at a lot of the things people have found really challenging. You know, some things have killed me still. Like, I mean, deathless or anything, but they're usually the things that's just like that are just super hard. You know, like I died to you know, the Act 1 boss, but in both difficulties. Sorry, Act 2 boss, not Act 1. The Act 2 first boss, what's his name? Wrathbreaker. I died to Wrathbreaker a couple times in both difficulties, so you know, that sort of thing. I got smushed by the monkey. I got smushed by the monkey as well.
I hope this place doesn't bloody cave in.
It's not immortal or anything. Doesn't look as like likely to be nerfed as other things that I've seen. It seems like probably some of that Sorcerer's Frost stuff is probably going to get a bit nerfed, and maybe some of the monk stuff, we'll see. But feels good, but normal good. I can see. I'm a little surprised that Flashbang didn't get a bit nerfed.
Where do I go?
I can see it getting a bit nerfed at some point, but Monkey's currently smushing me. It's just consider the monkey to be like a really good dodge roll trainer. They're just a sensei who really wants you to learn how to dodge roll. Think the cat zones are way too big? I think all the zones are way too big. They could all be about 30% smaller, but it would also be not as much of a problem if you could see like waypoints and quest markers and stuff from further away. So you just have to be right on top of stuff. You're way too close. Oops. Big bada boom. Will they have the ability to auto pick up currency? Nah, not beyond gold. They won't do that. Lots of loot is fun, but clicking it all is tedious. Yeah, well, Path of Exile 2 is the enhanced version of that. Trust me. It's been one of my biggest gripes with Path of Exile 1 for the longest time. They have made it better over time with stacking currency and stuff, and various other improvements like loot range pickup recently, so they've made it a lot better. And Path of Exile 2 is better again because there's less stuff dropping in general. Believe it or not, is a buff for lots of us who have, you know, clicking RSI after 10 years of Period 1. But they're never going to make it just auto pick up all the currency. Not this decade. I do think that some zones being really large has given the game a really cool sense of like scope and exploration, especially when there is a bunch of cool stuff hidden around in them. And like, you know, like the Lost City being kind of this like actually feeling like an underground Lost City. Yeah. So like the scope and the size of the maps is actually really cool. It's just problems with actually navigating them means you end up backtracking and running through empty areas, which is not what you want to do. The teleporting system's hopefully going to help, and they're adding soon, so that'll help. And increased indicator on the map would be good. Skill gem. Nail grenade. So oil grenade is like one you can totally hold off on, but this does increase the radius this level, so I will get it. But if you don't level it, you save mana costs a bit. Yeah, that's the other thing. So that's a good... Thanks, Drunken. It's a good... The other point I wanted to bring up was, like, I kind of like larger zones, but it needs to be maybe a mixture. I think right now all the zones are large. It would be cool if, like, you know, the Lost City was really big, but the zone before it was pretty small. You know, you have a bit of change in pacing. I think that would be much better. It was actually a mixture. Exalted Orb. Nice.
Beautiful.
I've been getting so many exalts. Loot box definitely seem to have done something. Bye. Increased movement speed outside of combat would be alright. Yeah, I don't think I'd be necessarily opposed to that idea. But I think maybe a mixture of all these things would be good. Make it easier to spot things from a distance. My guy does have eyes. Then again, I'm always looking at flashbangs, so maybe that's reasonable. Yeah, the zone teleporting their routing, which is going to be really good. And a mix, you know, some of the zones being smaller. Not even necessarily all of them, just some. Do you know how we can scour prefixes or suffixes? So there are annuls. And then there's also Chaos Orb, which add removes. Or remove add. And there are omens that can kind of force them to do what you want a bit more. So there's probably an omen to make them scour, like a null, a prefix, or a suffix. There's no scours in the game, though. I'm pretty sure you can portal out of maps multiple times, right? Because there's still 6 portals. It's just if you die in a map or fail, then you lose it. You have multiple portals still. Be careful if you sit in your hideout for too long, the map might close though. That's always a thing. Out of my way, you. No slamming things. PoE 2 is inspired by Elden Ring, right? I know at least one thing that was inspired by Elden Ring. The numbers popping up above the health bar on bosses. And you lot too. Bye-bye. Is there more bosses that give spirit past Act 3? I think you get it again in Crawl, but only in Act 3 Crawl, I think. So you get some, I think you get some spirit in normal Act 1 and 3, and then Crawl Act 3, so Act 6 equivalent. So there's 3 sets, and I believe you end up in 9. Oh, you get 40, so you end up with 100, do you? Okay, that's good to know. Buckle. Do 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 do. Oh, this way. Lots of Dark Souls, Elden Ring inspiration. Mobs respawn after death. Stakes of Marika, bonfire, etc. Wait, there's a bonfire system in this game? Do you just mean like a checkpoint system? I'm sure there is. Like, I'm sure some of the developers on the team play those games because they're wildly popular. So I'm sure there is. They haven't said specifically anything beyond what I mentioned about the hookbars. I don't know if Mark does a lot of the boss design and is responsible for some of the coolest boss stuff. I don't know if he specifically is a Soulsy fan. Not sure. I know I think Jonathan is. Pretty sure Jonathan's pretty into those games.
Winter deepens.
Yeah, I think Jonathan mentioned Elden Ring or something. He's talked about some of the design choices in there. Oh, okay, okay. Lightning's currently highest. If we take this lightning one off, we are somewhat even. The fire one is almost good enough to keep. This one's a bit of a mess. The mana on kill is just kind of saving me a bit though. Makes things very convenient. I think we'll go cold. Water. Sapphire ring. Fears and mana leech from Fears. Well, that might be worth trying just to see if it actually is enough. Can't do my slam, it's fine. I wonder if that leech actually does anything. Yep, most of my stash tabs came forwards. But some stash tabs won't exist in PV2 yet because there's no reason for them. I think like divination cards aren't in the game yet, so there's no divination tab you can use. Oh, turn your reservations off. All right. Yeah, I actually needed the strength for clarity and 119 strength required for clarity and vitality. I don't know, it's just for the actual overwhelming presence gem, I see. Actually, I have so much strength, it's crazy. I still want to test for a sec. Obviously I'll be a bit weaker because I won't have clarity on. I want to test, you can screw yourself if you level up those gems, eh? We're going in the boss fight though. Right, I'll test that. I'll test later. Went back on automatically. I like how it goes back on automatically.
Left a child to die.
You get a tier 3 support gem from Zarka.
Loyalty
Zarka from Zarka.
I was mortal.
I want to see if you can interrupt this guy from talking early.
my king.
Yes. he skips his speech if you do that. I was wondering. It actually built up his stun too while he was talking. The stun was already pretty much maxed. Even through his stun resistance, I'm able to build that stun bar up to a stun.
You're done!
Yeah, I was just like straight in on another stun.
Embrace corruption. Sins of the mother.
Woo! I think that's fine. Pretty cool like that. Dismantled. Whee!
Want me.
Oh. Pepsi hands.
Never heard of a god in such a state.
She wants fire. Give her the fire.
Mortal.
I got you. I got you. I got you. You ready? Make this nice and fiery for you. There's actually loot in here. What the? Oh my god, I never knew this, but there's actually a bunch of loot in our chamber. I didn't do this last time because it would have, you know, ruined the moment.
This job is brutal. Best take care not to spill this.
Best take care to loot the chamber before we leave. I don't know if I just got lucky. I guess there's just a lot of vases in there, but Actually got quite a bit of stuff in there.
Gas grenade.
Gas grenade. Now, I believe I missed some things of somewhat import. If the golden beetle's there again, don't know, Banned Shrine. Kabbalah. Oh, you have to go back and do Kabbalah. Gas grenade. Ziggy earned that loot.
There was a goddess of water lying at the heart of...
And I got her lit up. Yeah, another tier 3, level 3 there. Second level 3 from other side. So that one was... The first one was from Halani Gates. Get another one from Keth. Second level 3 uncut support. So we get that we can measure that progression out a bit more. Yes. Shame I can't change that ring right now. Hopefully I can get a regal in. I know, regal some strength on it or something. What did I note down as my list of top ones? Elemental focus, discombobulate, immolate. Immolate was looking kind of spicy. We actually just need more jewelers though to actually take advantage of this. Fire infusion, primal armaments. Immolate's like slightly better than primal armament, I guess, or slightly better than either of those. Yep, I need those things. Assistance, encumbrance, strip away. What's on flash? Maybe that's the next one I do then. Like, I think immolate would maybe be the second one you take, but I probably would need like another spot gem on cluster grenade for that or something. So I might actually have places to use these gems. Need more jewelers. So Flash has Devastate, which is armor break, but we get that through gas grenades. Overpower. We don't drop overpower. I think we swap Devastate maybe for Flash. Maybe we do this discombobulate. Or like, we can see with the others actually. See the other options first. Supported skills aggravate bleeding on heavy stunned enemies. It's very specific. Hey Cyborg, how you doing? 30% of damage is extra fire against ignited enemies. Can I ignite? And immolate's a big one. I mean, I could just straight up swap to immolate for now. Maybe that's fine. Maybe we do that. PP Devastate. Explosive drops fire infusion, I want to say. Because then it doesn't... We don't lose any cold and lightning. Not that I actually really have any right now. A little bit of cold. It's better than both of these, but I guess it's slightly better than fire infusion, so... Explosive can have immolate for damage gain. Okay, wait, what? Average damage per use. Why is the damage so much higher? Is it because it's effectively converting the physical into fire? Because it's not only 80% normally? Interesting. Let's have a look at the distribution here. So physical is... Oh, it's because this is contextual. It can't actually calculate this. Of course. This is only ever calculated when it hits an ignited enemy. It's not, can't be factored into the DPS. That's why green numbers go up. It's not all that useful. That makes sense. So that's just the same as doing this. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. But then again, I actually just realizing that's actually gained 25%. That might actually, that's probably more anyway. Added as is probably more damage. I don't think 30% more multiplier on the 2200-ish. It's probably close. Okay, well, it's definitely better than Primal Armament. So maybe we do Immolate, Fire Infusion. I could put Payload on a different one. That's also an option. Payload's pretty good here, though. I don't use cluster grenades all that often, so maybe I'll do Payload there instead of Concentrated Effect. Payload, Cluster Grenade. Certainly is going to be pretty hectic with Magnified Effect. So where does Concentrated Effect go? It's pretty premium damage gem. Tough choice. Tough choice. I think Artillery Ballista can come out of here at this point. Where did the other one go? That must be inspiration there. If you're looking for bossing tech, you could use a ballista with range gain added. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm guessing that's one of the just this one here. Supported skills. What's melee attacks? Is there another one you're talking about? Font of Rage. Objects. Oh, objects created by supported skills create a font of rage within a 3-meter radius. And then that gives us rage over time, which is 1% more attack damage. Oh yeah. So you can stand on top of your Duber and get some rage generation. Cool. Grant 2 rage regeneration per second. Lose rage 1 every 0.1 seconds if you've not taken damage or gain rage. So it actually keeps going up. Rage degens very fast, as long as you're staying on top of your thing. I guess that lets you do a DPS booster. Okay, that might be something to try. Font of Rage. Font of Rage on Ballista. Do 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 do. So just put inspiration on there for now. It's pretty weird to not be using concentrated effect. I think for sure that has to go somewhere. Maybe I go cluster. I'll try cluster concentrated payload. That might be actually a good boss boost. Could be spicy. Could be very spicy. It almost needs an added damage too. But we can only have one fire infusion, can't we? Yep, need more Jorbs. That's the end. That's the end. That's the thing in the end. We need more Jewel Orbs. Desperately. I actually need sockets more than I need Regals, so let's salvage that one. Gloves? Holy lightning damage. 147, resist, mana leech on physical, 50 life, fire res. That's kind of a pair of gloves, isn't it? Don't think I'm going to use them, but pretty spicy. Put that on there. And you too. No deal. Bill sell. I'm interested in that ring, but we're going to have to regal it. You freeze. Okay, what have we got here? Some transmute shards, some of these things, an amulet to do something with. Oh, short break time. I'll be back in a minute. See you soon. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Here I am with the steel chair, apparently. Good to see you. So hard to unlock 4th and 5th slot. I'm 75 and don't drop. That's a little crazy. Are you doing solo self-found or are you willing to trade? Because you can buy those things. I don't know how many are available on trade, but in theory that could be worth looking into. What do we want? Strength, but I can't get that this way. So cold res. Although I have this one. If we do end up swapping into that, cold res is actually capped. So in that case, we want something different. So lightning would be fine. Be a little bit less effective. I could just do life. What else have I got? Life, mana regeneration, max mana. Actually, I think like a little bit of mana regeneration might be kind of alright, but I haven't really been running out of mana recently, so I'm hesitant to go that investment route. Do I have any regals? No regals. Close. I could have had one if I had regal. Like, disenchanted that one earlier. Dang it. Alright, let's just do some life. It'll be fun now. It's not like we can change it later. Just forget I did it. Just forget all about it. Alright, you. Azure Amulet. Do I have any interesting essences for you? Defense modifier, mana, life. It's a mana regeneration one. Mana might make sense. Let's try that route. I'll do double mana. 118 mana. Woohoo, baby. With life regen. Got some like jewelry to regal at some point. Alright, where are we going? Wee. Thanks, Green Corn. Frostbomb is amazing. Hope I can take it to endgame. It's got a satisfying explode, has it? I assume it's a bit like PoE1's, where it does that kind of like debuffing the enemies into an explosion. Can be very satisfying. Now I missed some stuff in Keth that we're gonna have to do first, I think. So Kabbalah's in Keth itself. I think they're both in there. And I missed the Golden Beetle in the Lost City too. Hey Arcanix. Thanks, mate. You're awesome for tuning in, mate. Appreciate it. The thing I find weird about PoE2 is that in-maps a lot of deaths feel like PoE1 deaths. You just get popped by something without any real way to react. Oh, really? Yeah. In maps, I see. Yeah. I heard people have been like jumped on by surprise. It was like surprised by rare monsters and stuff like that. I wonder if that's mostly just a function of the fact that like everyone who's kind of gotten into maps recently and is mapping now is kind of the equivalent of someone who's getting to maps in the first time in Path of Exile, hasn't like capped their resistances, and you know, like if we're just bad, you can't. If there's, that's got to be a part of it at least. But I'm definitely not making any value call on like player skill versus how well tuned maps are. I'm not even there yet, so I can't mention that. But yeah, if there's a lot of like instant corpse explosion deaths and stuff like that, then hopefully they really focus on that, because that was what I was hoping they would move away from a lot with PoE2. Damage is just super spiky. Okay, yeah. It's probably just that there's like zero balance right now with that stuff, unfortunately. It's a lot of snakes. I'll just hide up here, shall I? Go take the high ground. She's taking more of a beatdown than that big guy I just thought did, but she spends a bit more time underground, I guess. I actually ran down mana. Come back at you. Blind him! That'll do it. Oh, got my Regal through some Regal shards there.
Disgusting creatures.
She does give the passives again, yeah. Good thing we came in here. Oh, that's a big one. Lucky hits against heavy stun enemies. I think we have pretty high damage ranges on our skills. Let's just look at like explosive grenade. 1300 to 4k. That's a massive damage range. Yep. So that should be really good. Rolling that twice and taking the better one is going to be massive though. One would think. Cool. Okay. Protomancer passive to slow nearby seems to not be working. Bummer. Oh. I hadn't heard anything about that one yet. That is a bummer if so. A mega bummer, one could say. Think about attack speed would feel pretty good. What sort of mana stuff is in mercenary area, out of curiosity? None? Just some flask stuff over by ranger. Mana flask charges over time with increased recovery. And then recover life when you use a mana flask. Recover 2% of your life. That is rather insignificant. Hey, Dead Chills. Thanks for the raid. Welcome. How you going, folks? Check trade. Oh, me? Wait, what? Oh, you're talking to the chat. Do. This armor break nodes might actually be pretty good for us here. Crushing Judgment. I also need more strength, don't I? As we learned recently. What are we going to do? We're going to come up and get Battle Hardened. Actually have a bit more evasion now. We'll get something from that. Should consider pathing up to Ranger Start for move speed and project damage on the way. There's a few different ways we can go. Ranger Start and Marauder Start both look pretty attractive. I think I'm liking Marauder Start more. Ranger's got some nice stuff for speed and I guess some flask things. I suppose there's not more like mana regeneration around. Check the generic two-handed nodes in Marauder. Yeah, we were planning a build earlier. Planting some trees earlier over here. Wait. No, not this one. Another tab. There it is. So this one was a lightning setup. This one was strong grenades. So through attack speed, regen, devastation. Through here. The area of effect, reverberating impact there. Burning strikes. Burn away. So that's for a fire strength setup. And is there some two-handed stuff down here, is there? Yeah, these guys too. Increased area of effect if you've stunned an enemy with a two-handed melee weapon. That's not going to work. Damage, stun build up. It's about the same as this. A bit out of the way though. It's such a weird feeling tree. Like this is weird, right? This looks so weird. New passive tree, I don't know. There's some things I like, but it also feels super weird. Fellow Obsidian enjoyer? Hell yeah. Love it. Been a bit of a life changer, honestly. Travels too far? I really can't put my finger on what it is. It's just weird. It's just weird. Yeah, it feels very messy and thrown together. Like, they've gone for this thing where they've like tried to draw shapes for everything, which is cute, but it also just feels like a bunch of random shapes together. I don't know. But mechanically feels a little strange too, but it's so hard to figure out what actually is my gripe with it. Can't really articulate it. It seems like this attack damage accuracy might actually be a little better now. It's still so mediocre though. What about this one? Attack damage while you have an ally in your presence. So that would be... the totem would count for that. Minions and any other entity that fights alongside you and has its own stats. You do not count as your own ally. Too real. Too real. So it seems like you go attack, accuracy, attack, and then the 35% attack makes that okay. But it's only while you've got a totem down. It's a bit annoying. Hmm. Alright, is there anything else that I want in the meantime then? I should probably go get Incendiary for now, maybe. I can get some strength on the way. Since I need that anyway. Is that enough? No. What about if I take, like, this off? No, because it's the actual overwhelming presence that's doing it. Okay, so that's that one. The abandoned shrine. Remember if that does anything useful. You don't count as your own ally unless you're using flash grenade. Yes, we can't buff ourselves as an ally, but we can harm ourselves with flashbangs. Indeed. Not sold on the, definitely not sold on this. The payload on cluster doesn't feel good. I'm not rating it. So maybe we go immolate on cluster instead. Concentrate effect. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just need more jewels orbs. I'll try that. Oh, that's the looted vault. Probably best on a spam skill? Well, like in theory you want it on a skill that you only use when you encounter a rare or a boss or something, you know, that you're only using occasionally. I can't go past amulets. I don't even care if it's like relatively easy to get them now. I can't go past it. Is this the actual one? The Shrine of Hotak. This looks like it. Oh, anything good in here? Alchemy. Yoink. Pretty sure that's just a random drop. I'll take it though. Alchemy. 12 intelligence. Can you replace Amulet Anoints? You know, I completely forgot Anoints were a thing. You should be able to. You could in Path of Exile 1. If you have a spare skill gems at your current level, you can try to Vial them. One of the outcomes is an extra socket, kind of a free floor link. Really? That's what someone was trying to say earlier. Oh. Okay. I thought they were saying you could +1 an item. I was getting very confused. Oh. That's surely enough, right? It's still not enough. It's still not enough. 114. If only I could count. 30 mana regen with 11 dexterity. Worth an augment. Armor. Meh. I think I'll just do the transmute on this. 300 accuracy. Certainly is a bit. Now, I want to go find this beetle. Pretty sure that's in here. Wait. No, I think the beetle's actually in the other zone later on, right? Not here. Wait, no, the beetles are definitely in here. Gold beetles. For sure, for sure. It's in Lost City? Yeah, that's this. Yeah, I want to go get a jewel drop, right? Assume they're in here again. 90% of the passive tree feels like they're tiny buffs at best, so why would I take this from us every node with a downside? I'm in two minds about that, because I actually look at a lot of nodes and I'm like, oh, these are actually really interesting, and they kind of feel like, oh wow, Spirit Gem. They kind of feel like mastery notables, so I'm like the more interesting things from Theory 1 tree. So I don't think it's like the quality of the nodes themselves, and I kind of like power with downside. I don't know. But I have heard your criticism there, a lot. And maybe I kind of feel the same as well. Actually, that like, a lot of the nodes maybe do feel a bit too weak. I look at a lot of the attack damage nodes.
Surprise!
Here you go, the 9th treasure of Keth, and I'm about to ruin it. Drop, so I can get a single jewel from it.
I'm coming back for you later.
Emeralds and an exalt. Damn. It was full of riches. So yes, you can still get in Lost City. The Lost City still has golden beetle. Warranted. Oh, that's not how you spell that. You guys can't see my bad spelling, don't worry about it. Oh, you actually can, can't you? Just don't look at it. Warranted jewel. Still a big, yeah, kind of still a big deal, that one. Jewels. Pin build up projectile damage. 5 to 15. Big difference in those. Don't look at me, I'm hideous. Oh. Don't. Oh, so rude. So rude. That's it. You guys can have all of the grenades while I open my portal. Open my frog. Warrior part of the tree has a lot of downside nodes. Ranger seems to have very few. I hadn't compared the two with that in mind. There's quite a few things that kind of like push them into their tropes a little bit, like a lot of power, but then you lose attack speed. Although I did see one that was like, I guess more Berserker-esque, where it's like you take more damage at low life, for example. I don't know. I think those are kind of cool. Block with life on block. Kind of cool. Oh yeah, this is like one of the only life nodes on the tree, eh? 3% life with stun threshold. It's such a small amount, I love it. Certainly wouldn't go out of your way to go get that one, would you? I've been liking a lot of what I've been seeing on the warrior nodes. There's a life regen node with minus move speed. Ooh, minus move speed. Ooh. Ooh. Ew. Take me to the Valley of Titans. You feel like having to kill every rare mob in maps to complete them. I very much dislike not being able to skip and kill the rare mobs. Oh, right. Yeah, true. I didn't think about it from that perspective, honestly. Because I literally, as soon as Jonathan told me that, I said, that sounds bad because there's going to be a rare hiding in a corner. And he's like, we made it so that when you get to like 50 remaining, it'll show you where it is. I'm like, okay, good idea. At least you thought about that. I was still a little concerned. And then they did in the patch notes, they said they're changing it to 200 because people are having problems with it. So yeah, there's potentially still going to be backtracking from that as well, where you miss one at the start of the map, you've got to go backtrack. So I kind of hate it in general. I also am like, ooh, I guess how else would they do this? Like, how would you complete a map if it doesn't have a boss? I don't know. Maybe literally just get to the end, but then people just zoom to the end and ignore everything to progress through their atlas or whatever it's called now. I don't know. I don't know how else to answer the question. Maybe just like kill 80% of the rares, and then it shows you the remaining rares when you're down to like, you know, 30% remaining or something.
Blind him!
So hopefully it's just something they can tune to get it feeling right. But yeah, I was definitely concerned about that when I heard it. I like this zone. Look at this red ground. Nostalgic of home. Also, these little rock crabs that like roll and then they rocks shatter and then the beetles come out. So cute. So cute. The warrior and the skills need some looking into. Do you mean the class, the warrior? Yeah, it sounds like the first two acts, especially. They look really strong later on, but those first two acts seem really rough. Especially because like a lot of new players are like they pick the warrior, you know, the one with the big armor and the shield, because they're like, this is going to be perfect for me. For learning this really hard game. And then they get walloped. Or have like a really... It seems like a really awkward initial skill set. I think you can make it work, but a lot of players are not going to enjoy or be able to make it work in those early games. The nature of like slow stuff before you have a lot of support for it, I guess, is a bit of a problem. Yeah, you can obviously do a lot with Bone Shatter early on, but even then, like encouraging a lot of default attack usage for too long is, I don't know, iffy. Somewhat iffy, I think. But they do get pretty good later on, it looks like. It's pretty satisfying bonking going on there. Yeah, the improved loot drops now might actually make a big difference for early game warrior, because I have heard quite a few stories actually of people being like, my friend swapped warrior, got like a crazy weapon and a crazy chest armor, and was like just crushing everything, while my sorceress was just going zap 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 and doing no damage. that was a story I remember hearing. So it's like, I think the gear changes might actually make a big difference to cover up those early game problems potentially, but that's a bit luck reliant, isn't it? Got a little life recovery. What did I pick on the earlier one? Probably the charms. Is it the same each time? I think it is. Oh, you can't actually see on here without going there. Was it mana the first time? You can actually just go, because it should be right on the waypoint, right? If you kill Ektab and Iktab at the same exact moment, you get no drops from the boss. Wait, are those the guys from the Trial of the Sycamores? Oh, this one's mana recovery from Flask. You know, I'm actually thinking that might be the go now. We're just in the first act still, just got up to the cultists, and it feels like the game started out with 3 to 6 folks to engage with at a time, and every movement and position seemed to matter. When I got to the cultists, I felt like PV1 was creeping in a bit, swarmed by fast moving 12 people. Does that keep going that way, or vary zone by zone? I mean, the game is definitely much faster as you go. I don't know that you ever really have that like full early zones experience that you have in those first few zones of Act 1. But it is it remains even long term much more paced than Path of Exile 1 does for sure. So there's much more of a ceiling and there's much more of a cap on that like craziness and that speed. Like, I don't think it gets like too much faster than me running around blasting things now, unless you got like sorcerers using Ball Lightning Warp. Ball Lightning Warp is actually pretty much a good name for it. That works. Using like Ball Lightning Warp, or you know, Deadeyes that have another 20% move speed than what I have right now. That sort of thing. But we'll see what we look like as we go deeper. You know, if you tap, did you know if you tap fire, explosive shot the moment, the movement speed penalty doesn't apply? I mean, it does. There's a slowdown while you reload, right? It does not hold the mouse button down. Maybe I just always have done it like that without realizing. Maybe I've never held the button down for it because I don't know why you would. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. If you like are trying to chain attack it end to end, you don't ever kind of reach back to full speed. Whereas if you tap it, you get a little boost in between the reloads. Because you slowed for the reload. The reload slow is less than the attack slow. So there's 3 different like speeds on a crossbow. Your normal running, your firing running, which is this one. You notice you actually move a bit faster when you reload. So it's like 100% for normal, 70% for firing, and 90% for reload or something. That's just made up numbers, something like that. You think it's a bug? I mean... Is there like a very slight slowdown? Yeah, you might be right that it takes like a little second for it to kick in. Like it doesn't kick in on the first one, but it does kick in on the second one. Yeah, but only, so you only get it if you do it end to end. You might be right. It might be a bug. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not super clear cut that it's a bug, but it might be. Oops. Enter the Titan Grotto. Back we go. Yeah, it's funny that I never noticed it, just because I think I always am actually just tapping it, because I only ever want to shoot it once because I'm using it to detonate grenades. I've never chain firing it really. It actually like feels kind of good. This like faster or slower if you're, you know, focus firing. Like I guess it technically if you tapped it with the exact rhythm, you would gain an advantage, which that sort of mechanic I guess maybe is not very fun to encourage players to do. You know, kind of I don't know, what are you, frame skipping, stuff like that or whatever. But speedrun tactic things. I don't know, it does, it's nice that it is that way. I think it makes the gameplay feel a little better. It could be literally intentional, yeah. Want to see some Blood Mage gameplay? It's far less flashy than your gameplay? I guess it depends on the skills you're playing more than anything. Isn't Blood Mage just it just makes it so that you cost life and die in the game's hard mode? That's all I've heard. I've seen like Ice Mage stuff though, Ice Sorceress, and it looks very, very good.
Reload!
Knuckles making Monk look amazing. Knuckles pretty good at that, but Monk also does look amazing in general, I'd say too. I think Monk looks very good. Yeah, I fully expected when I was playing Monk, I was like, definitely Math is gonna make this look really good. He's pretty good at that. Pretty good pushing those sorts of characters to perform really well. 104 life! Holy. 24 int too, that's really high. That's a potentially yummy ring right there. Yummy. I don't think I really want the Diode crossbow, so like if it rolls something amazing, I'll deal with it, but otherwise no. The warriors have two-handed swords. Anyone will have access to two-handed swords when they're added to the game. The reason two-handed swords aren't there is effectively weapons, skill set, archetype, and class are all being introduced alongside each other. So the swords will come with the duelist when they're added. So duelist will get added with swords, spears will get added with the huntress, flails will get added with the templar, primal weapons will get added with the druid, which is probably like claws. Daggers and I think trapper weapons will get added with the assassin, and I'm probably missing something. Oh, axes with the warrior. I love the Merc with this same setup. I feel like Grenadier is much more balanced end game. It feels really strong, but I also don't feel like I'm about to get nerfed like in the next tweet. I don't feel like I'm one tweet away from getting nerfed, but I do feel very strong. It's pretty much bang on. I'm glad you're liking it too, mate. Grenadier's awesome. Big fan, big fan. Love that flashbang, tell you what. Really hoping duels will have a bleed focused option in the ascendancies? Yeah, for sure they will, right? For sure. Them and Wario will surely do a lot of bleed stuff. I'm a little disappointed there's not like a bleed grenade. Hopefully that gets added in the future. There's weirdly not a fizz grenade outside of flash. And all the things that maybe could have been like cluster could have been like a shrapnel grenade thing, but it's like 20 and 40% fire conversion. This guy gave me grief last time. We'll see how we go this time.
Oh, shy.
Oh, shite. Shite nuggets. He's got some serious armor. Look at that armor break going up to 6k over there. 6.6k armor break. There we go. He's got about 6.7k armor, it looks like. Alright, thumb some damage. He's about to get stunned. Keep hearing.
Reload.
Reload. Oh, he's summoning me right now. Oh, I burned my mana real hard. Oops. I don't know if I was mashing my mana flask or... Do I have Flarge chart? Oh, I don't. I don't know if he gets some charges. Oh, here we go. Not enough though. Give more charges, please. I mean, I can slowly chip him down. Here's a charge. There we go. Now we're cooking. Yeah, baby. It's just one charge shy of a kill. Boop, boop. Oh, well, I mean, apart from the mana issues, that was much cleaner than the first time I came across him. He beat my ass a few times in normal. He was one of the bosses that gave me a bit of trouble. Plus 6 physical spells with spell physical? Excuse me? Crit chance, mana on kill. Oh my god, that looks pretty good. Okay. Are there any good physical spells? Is that a thing that people do? Where are we? Titan Grotto down here. Golden Tomb off Buried Shrines. Guarded Sarcophagus. Titan Grotto. Titan's Treasure is bugged, I think. And that's the Colossus we just killed. Plus 7 exists? Yeah, plus 7's the highest. Which bone? Bone. Each is different. It's two-handed, so plus 6 makes sense. Can go up to plus 7? Yep. Surely that one's one I might be able to sell. So I'm selling things, but any money I make selling is just going in here for endgame. So that I can kind of like SSF my leveling experience. Negotiable price. 5x. Maybe 6 because it's plus 6, right? 1 for each plus. That makes sense. I didn't look at the uncut 13 yet. But... looks like time of need is the same strength as shards. Wait, no, what is it? Overwhelming? Yeah. Defiance banner. Armor and movement speed, but it's only movement speed in the area you put it down. So it's like... what's the duration? 6.6 seconds? Oh man. If it was like 20 seconds or something? Guess you can do duration and make it like 10, but... I just can't. I can't bring myself to use the banners. Such a short duration. What are they? You get, let me see, what's the charging like? While killing enemies that attack staying your unique enemy generates Valor. Valor. Killing an enemy with an attack generates 1 Valor. Banners passively gain 1 Valor per second while unique is in the presence. You can only gain Valor once every 0.5 seconds. So 50 max Valor by default. So in 50 seconds, you can place it down for 6.6 seconds. So probably, I guess, with duration, like 10. You get movement speed and armor and evasion. It's like, okay, but it's also... how big's the AoE, I wonder, too? I don't know. Scavenge plating. Uses fragments of armor, scavenge from enemies to bolster your own, fully breaking enemies' armor. I actually do this now, so this would actually be something. 4% more armor per scavenged plating. Maximum 10, so 40% more armor. I don't really have any armor currently, but if my gear changes, that could be worth looking at. Let's make a note of it. Scavenge plating with the armor break from flash plus gas could be worth if good armor gear slash strength route. Does armor work like in Path of Exile? I don't know what the armor formula is like, if that's changed at all. That's a good question. I don't think we really need this stuff. What else is here? Anything else? Ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Way too much dex to use the Wind Dancer at this level. You'd actually like potentially want some lower level spirit gems potentially to use some of these. Those requirements are crazy. Yeah. I think Magma Barrier raises your shield. War Banner is accuracy, more attack damage. So War Banner is maybe the banner I would consider using. It's actually seems a little wild to me that it's a spirit skill, given that you have to like charge up and slam it down for a short duration. But I guess if it wasn't a spirit skill, it'd be non-optional. Yeah. That's probably a good reason to have it spirit. Yeah, I'm literally just gonna stash this for now. You can go in there, my friend. Might actually put this somewhere aside. Oh, I got myself another uncut 3. Oh, what is our next gem of choice? Elemental Focus, maybe? I just don't have enough space for them. Oh, we were going to do the artillery blister thing, Font of Rage. Let's do that then. Let's try Font of Rage. I have to remember I actually have an artillery blister. Artillery ballista. There you are. Yeah, jewelers are hard to come by, that's for sure.
No need to rush. All right.
All right. Checking your gear. Don't mind me.
Warm nights.
Oh, very good.
It'll take a bit of my finger.
Yes, very good. Another uncut skill gem, level 13. Nothing else to upgrade to level 13 at the moment. Take that one.
All right, I'll do it.
All right then.
Do not wander.
Use this desert map to return to the sandstorm and do the da-doo. We can do the da-doo.
It is
Let's go.
time to fight to the last.
Da-doo. You got a divine drop today? No way! Nice.
Slaves.
Da-doo.
There's never a good side. Just assholes all round.
He's pretty impressive that he can talk while doing it like that.
So,
I am hesitant. You have
Good
your
effort.
orders.
And I think we use the map again. Let's feel these little like juggle round things in this act. I mean, the moving town thing is pretty cool, and I love the end of this act. I know some people didn't like that zone, but I love it. Straight up Mad Max action. Yes, I can't wait for it again. Show me.
As we approach the others, if you have Sans
I'll do that thing. Let's go. Armor doesn't affect LE damage in PoE2, does it? Not by default, but there are some things that can let you. There's a node in the warrior tree that allows armor to apply to fire damage, for example. Like, how cool is that as a notable? So there are definitely some interesting notables in there.
surprise!
20% of armor applies to fire damage, I think. Yeah, by default, no. It rules, but as usual, it's 3-state zones of zones of 20-minute navigation. Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that. They overstay their welcome a little bit. All of those like really epic zones overstay their welcome a little bit. Again, I think like some of the zones being massive actually would be good to keep, but if you tone down like the other 60% of them, maybe the other 80% of them by 30%. Let me throw out some more percentages. Have you considered 70%, chat? What about 20%? How's that for a percentage? What percentages do you like? Human conversations. I like it. Sorry, I've been replaced with I've replaced Ziggy D with a chat bot. The real Ziggy D is too tired. 62%. A fine choice. Sturdy construction. Fine coloration. What if we did 120% of the 60% zones? Interesting figures. It figures you'd make a figure like that. Fuck home! Gold. Gold? Big fan of 7%? That's unhinged. Hey. Loot filter's doing its job. I see a sport gem over there. That's probably a level 3. Give me that thing. Yeah, looks like by around this point you should be starting to get all the level 3s you need. Flash grenade, scatter, overpower, devastate. Wonder if discombobulate is better than overpower. Probably is. We could see how easily the days stacks on bosses and test it. I think like let's take it. Try it instead of overpower for a while, but we'll need a boss to test it. Discombobulation. Are skill gems kind of learnt on pickup now? You find uncut gems that you then cut into the gem of your choosing. Either to get yourself a new one to use, or to upgrade a previous one. For the future, Ziggy, you can just click on the gem you want to replace when engraving and it auto swaps for you. I noticed I did that earlier, but I couldn't figure out how I did it. Thank you. Good to know. Spell damage lightning resistance. Not bad. People are going to want rarity gear. It's only a matter of time before they realize it. I think people are already starting to realize it. Seems like rarity is pretty strong here. Blast charges and charm charges. Okay. Thorns. Always thorns. There are no vendor recipes in Path of Exile 2, but there are some things. There are some secret vendors in Act 3, for example. So I'm looking forward to getting to Act 3 and getting the secret vendors again, since they'll be much higher level. 830 gold. What? Got a ray here. What does the days look like? 37? 50? Looks like it actually takes a while to build that up though. So it might be a bit better on bosses, but I don't know. It's a bit to build it up. Might not be that good a choice for flashbang in the end. That will simplify things if so. You can test it on a boss, because if it lasts... Well, actually, what's the duration? Flashbang on days. That's for 8 seconds. Pretty good. Yeah, it might only be worth it if you're doing something else with it. I'm thinking. Good test. Might be worth testing again on a boss, but I don't think Discombobulate is that good. No more leagues for PoE 1, I'm guessing? No, they're planning on doing leagues for PoE 1. Next one's in February.
Surprise!
I believe. Path of Morning. Watchful Twins. They have like a little symbol next to them, but I think it means it's in a room maybe. I don't know if they give us anything useful. Let's go check it. Oh, this is them right here. They give a trial coin? Oh, right. Yep, those ones. Oh, and there's this too. Which I'm pretty sure we get something from. I would like that trial coin because I want to practice and document more about that trial. So it is just so satisfying? Yes. I wish I didn't have a human body that needed sleep and nutrition and stuff. Stupid, pathetic human body with its weaknesses. Disgusts me. I wish to make PoE content and play PoE. And not suffer the weakness of my flesh. As soon as I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. I craved the purity, the surety of iron. The flesh is weak. Here we go. Hi there. Oops, I dived right into them, didn't I? I mean, 2 rares are going to be good loot, right? In theory. Potentially. Oh yeah. Regal? Oh yeah. And? More? And Regal Shard? Whoa! 1.1 Regals! 1.1 Regals! Hell yeah. But what to Regal? Do I do my ring here? There's that ring's pretty good too, but this one's more likely to be useful for me. Although, I also have this one. Getting by with current ring, but it's not very good. Do I need the strength still? Yes. Dang it. Alright, I'll do this one. Regal. Fire damage. Nice. Hell yeah. Good Regal. Solid Regal. No. That was an illegal Regal right there. I cleared my first map. Apparently my build isn't bad. Yeah, nice. Well done, mate. Proud of you. Job cut. Dominus might be able to help me with that. How much flaying is involved? Will my body be replaced with artificers? At least I want to be aware of the flaying.
Never been so high. Precarious job, this one.
Thought he was about to make a joke. Gotta go get our extra lightning resistance, don't we? Do anoint in Path of Exile too? So there is what were the annoyance from? I think they were from which mechanic was it? You know, I actually struggling to remember because originally it's from Blight in Path of Exile 1, but they changed it to either Delirium or I think it was Delirium, right? Yeah, it was Delirium. The Steeled Emotions from Delirium, that's the one. Thanks. Yeah, so at endgame, one of the mechanics you can encounter is Delirium, and those you can obtain from those emotions that you can then anoint with. And giggle. Oh, I looped. What the? Come on. I guess I could have seen that coming if I looked at my map. I had to look at my map all the time though. Could you please name the 3 bosses which killed you the most in the campaign? One was... Okay, I think probably the winner overall is Wrathbreaker in Act 2, but in both difficulties. Wrathbreaker I think only got me once this time around, but maybe twice? Sure, I don't know. A few times each time. Viper, did Viper get me? She didn't get me a ton of times. She was hard though. I want to say she killed me twice. That might put her in the top 3 though. I didn't have many bosses where I died more than like 2 or 3 times. Most of them were like 1 death or 0. I think all the Act bosses were 0 deaths. Interestingly. Wrathbreaker's also overtuned in mouse. Nice. Naturally. I'm trying to think of who else was it that gave me a bit of grief. The Titan Colossus, I think, didn't kill me this time, but in normal, I think they got me a few times. Molten Gold Guy's a bit of race. I did die to the Enraged timer on that the first time around, but I changed some skills around and was able to just get it the second time. But chat has better memory than me a lot of the time, so maybe they remember one that I died to more times than I can remember. Monkey got me once. And then never again. I told it. I said, Monkey, you get 1, and then never again will you get me like that. Unless it's in maps, in which case it's probably gonna get me a bunch more times. I did Jum and Ra Deathless, yeah. Both encounters. I had no issues with them, weirdly. I was kind of crushing at that point. I think I guess of the Act bosses, Act 3 boss was maybe the hardest? No? It was pretty easy. I think I was actually really fine on all of the Act bosses. Maybe because they're generally big targets in Grenadier Build. Yeah. I didn't miss the statue. It was on the shrine on the other one. Where are we at? Spies of Dashar. Are they here? I can't tell if they're here or here. They're in between both. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it was up on a lot of the smaller bosses that gave me more grief. Yeah, Viper got me twice, maybe 3 times, so she'd probably be on the top 3. Wrathbreaker at the top, no questions. And I can't remember who else was up there. Having powerful stun is a really big deal in boss fights. Damage is pretty good, but powerful stuns are really what carries it. Flashbang is pretty good, especially once you start doing some stun investment for it. Wrathbreaker is the first boss in Act 2. It's literally the welcome to Act 2. Slam! Also, oh, you finally beat me, huh? How about a billion hyenas eat your face? Yeah, Wrathbreaker is, I feel like designed as a wake-up call or something. It's like, oh, you think you're doing alright, do you? Because I dumpstered the end of Act 1 boss, and then I go into Act 2. And then, like, the introductory boss is like, here, have 5 deaths. I one-shot you. Okay, you're avoiding my one-shot now? Very clever. How about all of these spears from the cliffs? It gets a bit easier once you figure out just to, like, stay south away from the cliffs. You can just kind of fight him. You can kind of just, you know, not play by his rules. He wants to fight you with all his friends chucking spears at you. You don't have to do that. Took me way too long to realize that. Ah, good, our shrine. Great. Whoop, whoop. You can kill the guys on the cliff, can you? Really? If you don't go and actually fight the boss. Huh. Never thought of trying that. Clever. I just like, at the end of my recent encounter with him, I was like, oh, I can actually just move away. That's probably the go. This boss is cool.
You are relentless, but that makes you predictable. The time of the Faradin is nigh.
Like a wish!
My statue. What the? That's not what that's supposed to look like. Oh, no. Okay. I broke it. Oh no! Woo! Okay, bro, come on. You're pretty stun resilient. Guys, you haven't gone stunned yet. Taking a couple cycles to get him. Whoop. Whoop. There we go. Come on, you're so close. Just a little more. There you go. I don't. For this boss, I don't watch the boss. I just watch where I am. I'm just like watching the ground. You hate when your jaw does that. That's why I have so much jaw pain and teeth issues. Level are you? Level 58. Oh yeah, I forgot about this whole thing. Remember how I added this with rage? I'm terrible at remembering. I never ever remember these guys. Ooh, it looks so cool. Wait, the rage also makes me like, blue feet with red fire. What the? I look sick! Excuse me, that looks so cool. So cool. Yeah, rage does drop very quickly. I thought it was like... Oh, it's like lose run rage every 0.1 seconds. Oh! So you lose like 10 rage a second. Okay, wow. Damn. And there's no delay? It just starts happening immediately? Oh yeah, okay, well. It's interesting there's not like a delay there. But needs deprioritize when you're clearing basic trash? Honestly, a lot of the time you can just clear with flash grenade. Unless your weapon's getting really dated. In which case you kind of have to do more. But flash grenade actually kills most stuff. So flash grenade's my clear skill. Which is great because it stuns everything as well. And then you do you just do a quick explosive grenade, explosive shot, or a oil explosive shot a lot of the time.
Letter when I have the opportunity.
Weapon set passive, very nice. Fire penetration, and then another big damage node after that. So much damage. So much damage. Blast mana recovery rate, reduce fast charges used. Could be a problem solver build, I suppose. You can go in there maybe one day if I'm ever rich with regals. Haha, not gonna happen. Tab. Really gotta come up with a shorter name for that. Global Fears, minion fizz damage reduction. Level 14 skill gem. Oh, yes. Flash grenade, yep. Yep. That goes to flash grenade. We love our flash grenades. Yes. Excellent. Very good.
Take your time.
Someone someone was asking, was that you about the re-anointing? I don't know. I can't say for certain because I haven't seen anyone mention it or discussed it. But in Path of Exile 1 you can re-anoint. I would assume you can. I wouldn't be too worried about like bricking an item, honestly. Like, what's the chance that the amulet you're anointing is so god tier you'll never replace it, right? I say just go for it. You want to brick a 36 XME? Okay, I mean you spent 36 exalts on. I guess that's pretty good. You might want to be a little careful though. Okay. Consider me proven wrong. Yes. Fair counterpoint. Ziggy was 36 exalts. I mean 36 exalts is like, I would guess 100 chaos. But at the point where no, that probably doesn't even right, because at this point it's way more than that. Like the exalts feel like chaos, but they feel like chaos pre-inflation back when, like, you know, back in the year 1 of Path of Exile chaos or something. So it's not really, I don't really have a yardstick for it. But a lot of the items I would sell for, I guess, 4 chaos at this point in a PoE1 league are probably like 1 exalt now, right? So sold a bunch of things for that. Although I was also selling things for regals, but that's since stopped that. Spell lightning. Anyway, I'm rambling because I'm over time. Any regal? Yeah, regal. I want to do this one. Go on then. Fire damage. Okay. Problem is, I just can't really equip it, can I? Might be a winner over this, but the resistance distribution might be dodge. Yeah, that really kills my fire res. And then I have no strength. Stupid high level skill. I need a gem of reversion. What do we do with the idols? Those things in Act 3, you just sell them to the vendor guy, the treasure hunter in town. He gives you like 500 gold for them. It took me a while to figure out too. It's a bit weird. At first I was like, this has never been a thing before. How am I supposed to know this? But then someone pointed out that accurately, that is actually a thing in Piri 1 in Heist. Yes. 10% move speed boots. No thanks. 25 with stun thresholds. Pure evasion. Nah. There's this Fizz one there that's kind of well rolled. It might be worth just augmenting.
Strike like the scorpion.
Oh, okay. Now I have to regal it. Dang it. Dang it. Still, I think even if it high rolls, I have to high roll pretty hard to beat the +3 as well. And then fire 2. I don't think I can beat it. Nah, bender it.
As you wish. Blessings.
We'll wait until the bombards and then we'll go hard on the crafting. This should hopefully carry till then. I'm doing alright on damage. I gotta head off, folks. It's getting late. Sorry for a little bit of a shorter stream today. I got started a little bit late, but glad we got on and did a couple hours. Had a bit of fun. Had some chats. It's been a good time. I will see you tomorrow for a much heftier stream, most likely. But thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you fine folks later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You show your items? Yeah, sure. I can give you a quick item look first before I go. This is current crossbow. Hopefully we'll hold out until bombard, advanced bombard. Helmet's going to stick around for a long time probably. Double socket, life reses until I can get something with heftier life and resist probably. And the rarity's nice. Good armor base. Amulet's like okay. It's not really doing much in the end. So in theory it should be easy to replace that, but I haven't been able to. That happens sometimes. This guy's better than it looks because of the strength plus mana gain on hit and a bit of damage. But I'm kind of locked into it because of the strength. It's a bit annoying. That needs upgrading. Gloves pretty okay. Resistances. Some life. No damage or anything though. Good belt. Shame the life roll's not a little higher, but pretty good belt. Makes my charm very good, but I honestly don't think that's a big deal. As big a deal as I thought it would be. Maybe in maps it'll be a bigger deal when you're encountering a lot more rare modifiers from rare monsters, you know, slowing and doing things to you. It's weird that we haven't got more charm slots yet. 25 move speed boots, essential to get move speed. And the first 2 jewels I found both rolled fire res, fire penetration, which I augmented chance to ignite and then regaled block on that, which doesn't do anything. And then this one I just regaled fire damage onto. Yeah, it had penetration as well. And there's a little elemental damage attack speed one there. Technically the poison works. Life runes exist and are great. Yeah, I've been using some life runes. I got some on there. It's kind of like, for now I'm thinking if the resist's like 50-60-ish, I'm started to get tempted to get life because I've been dying to physical damage a bit. Yeah. I think I know who or what the beast is in game. Don't tell me. The sacrificial heart was, if I recall correctly, it was kind of like in the next zone over to where you find it. Like you keep progressing onwards. I feel like it was like, was it after? Yeah, because I was thinking that too. I was like, oh, I better explore this zone, but I think it was the next zone after. I can't quite remember the names exactly, sorry. And I actually can't look at it on the map. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the next zone. Like, you continue on past where you'd think is the thing that happened to me. Okay, bye!